What is up? Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day. Welcome in. Smokey Nova, thank you for the 3-month Prime. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Hope everyone's been having a good day so far. Oh, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate you guys. Good to see you. If you are a dad, happy Father's Day to you. Okay. So, let's see. Happy Father's Day. You know what, Roxy? I have something to show you. Man, it's really funny you said that. I have some I have something to show you. There's a reason. There's a rhyme. There's a reason. There's a reason I said that. It's because the fact that you said that. Yeah. Devil, thank you so much for the 12 months. Oh my God. It's been a good year. Love the streams. You're mostly part of the replay crew. I appreciate you, dude. Pixel Pixie. Hello, friend. Good to see you. What's up, Vicky? First time watching. Hello. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, friend. Father's Day card. That's what I got. I said, is that a potato farting? Is this for Chip? Did I get mailed his card? What the hell, man? Yeah. And then the inside. Let me show you the inside. Hold on. The reflection makes it a little tough. You're a real gassy fellow. Oh, oops. I meant classy. No man alive has a bigger fart. Oh, oops. I meant heart. This is the appreciation I get for being such a great dad. What do you mean fitting? Excuse me. How dare you? They're funny. No, no, it was very, very nice. It was very, very nice. They brought me coffee and breakfast in bed this morning, which is super kind. And then they asked me what I wanted to do today. And I was like, chill, I guess. Nothing really. I'm just such a low class, not low class, such a low, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm not very high maintenance. I'm pretty easy to please. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Chingus. Happy Father's Day. Yeah. Do you fart that much? No, they just think they're funny. I'm sure that they picked it out. I doubt it was my wife. I'm sure that it was them. The heathens. But then she also gave me beef jerky and Reese's sticks and stuff. So that was nice. That was kind. Oh, and she also got me a few Celsius cans. She knows. Yeah. It's good stuff. Snacks. We got snacks. Kids can't get away with jokes like that. Oh, no. No, they go to pick out cards for mom and I have to vet them. I have to make sure. Gonna go mini golfing with dad. Oh, that's awesome. Gonna share snacks? Sure. I got a bunch of Reese's sticks. Yeah. Drank all those bad soda. Listen, they were asleep. They wouldn't know if I was doing that or not. So I figured for today, what we would do is we would do some random challenges. We have a wheel. We're going to spin that wheel. Whatever it says, that's what we do. We are level like 90 or something. So I have all the items in Phasmophobia. We have them all. So opens up the possibilities for what we can do. I could add more to the wheel. For now, we'll stick with it. We'll see how it goes. Isn't there the ranch soda left? You know, I thought about, listen, I thought about upping that today. I was like, you know, do I really want to do that on Father's Day? Firmer. That's right. That's right. Okay. Let me get adjusted. Call me Nad. Hello, friend. Good to see you. I'll turn the music down a little bit.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
I have jobs for you. You downloaded Phasmo and you were too scared to play the tutorial? You're going to have a really rough time playing. The tutorial out of anything, the training, there's nothing going on. Literally nothing going on. So you are safe. The closest thing to something going on in the tutorial, that end part where it teaches you to hide in a locker. That's about it. There is a tutorial. There's training. Yeah. Kazardoon, thank you for the 8 months. Felt like yesterday. I know. Never did a tutorial. I mean, I have a video from the tutorial, but like really what you're learning with the training is you're learning, hey, this is what this equipment does, but it's only to an extent. Yeah. Tornazan, hi, friend. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, friend. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. To all the dads. You're more scared than an iguana. I don't know what the hell that means. But anyway, let's go. I did it after I already prestiged. Yeah. Yeah. The other tutorial, I mean, the reason I liked the other tutorial almost not better. The last tutorial that they had, it was legit a PowerPoint presentation on the TV. So it was like, okay, this is a little bit better. But I've always criticized the training. Like, why is it that we don't have this voice that's in the game? Why don't we have the voice in the game walking us through just like the launch trailer for the game? Hey, go check the kitchen. Hey, I think we heard something in the master bedroom. Let's go check it out. You go to the master bedroom. Hey, get those dots down. Let's see if we can find the ghost. Blah, blah, blah. Like, interactive. It would take a little bit of extra work, God forbid, but it'd be really awesome. Do you get a reward from the tutorial? No. Do you get maybe an achievement? You might, I would assume you get an achievement, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, Josh, thank you for the follow. You get an achievement. There you go. Yeah, so you get something. There you go. Yeah, a lot of the achievements are kind of gimmies. Eventually, when they add more, it's gonna be awesome because I'm sure they'll add some stuff that like you really got to work for outside of prestige. So we will see. Highland Walrus, thank you for the bits, friend. Oh my God, friendo, did you get scared first time? I played the game. I mean, it's really tough for me to remember the first time I played the game. I guarantee I did though. Yeah. Nad, thank you for the bits. Oh, I appreciate you guys. What's up, Lauren? All right. We're gonna warm up though. We do got to warm up. We'll warm up with some Nightmare, and then from there we will spin a challenge. I can do this. I'm new here. I have a wheel with some stuff on it. So if I want to, I can add more things to it if it feels appropriate. We will see. But for now, we have no doors, speed run, locked in, item ban, controller game, open mic, random. Chat is ears, but it's really random. We're literally going to randomize the map, my game settings, and also the items. All the things. But yeah, so if we want to add more challenges to it, I can. Yeah. You ever done the Nuki? Yep. I don't do it anymore though. Yeah. Withering Witch, thank you for the bits. So yeah, we're doing random challenges today. Here, I could put that in the title too. Son of Biscuit. There we go. That should work. What's up, Al? Good to see you, friend. Nameless, how are you? Warm up with Nightmare. Yeah. It's a good warm up. You're warming up not only the fingies and everything, but you're warming up the brain, trying to figure out what ghost do you have. To me, it's not a warm up if I go to like amateur and I'm like, well, they gave me this, it gave me this, it gave me this. Now we can leave. It's not a warm up. It's not a warm up. You joined the Discord today. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Here. I would also like it to be known for those that are unaware that the last stream that we had where everyone decided to go ham with SpongeBob blurps, 97 blurps were played last stream. I counted. I went through 97. They don't give you a nice little like layout of like, this is what your last stream was. This is what happened. Oh no, I went through and counted how many there were. Weak. News about Point Hope? No, not yet. Draco. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. Reverse keybinds? No, that would be so awful. That'd be so awful. Oh, whoops, I forgot to do the thing. There we go. There we go. Splash! Thank you for the prime for 13 months. Appreciate you, man. Random everything challenge? It's literally on the wheel. It's up to the wheel. It's not up to me. Yeah. Ivy, hello. Welcome in. Okay. Let me get live everywhere and then we'll see how it goes. At some point, I was just talking to Mare about this because I thought about it too. I would love to have a stream where everything that happens in the stream goes through my microphone so that everything, alerts, everything gets played into the game. So we'll have a stream like that. It'll be very chaotic, but I think it could be fun. Yeah. Yep, blurps, everything. Everything. All the tings. All the tings. Yeah. Ivy, thank you for the follow. Carrie, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate you, friend. I did get the idea from your Phasmo Challenges channel. Yeah, I think there was a time where I wanted to do it, but it was just different. I don't know. I was having a hard time. I know Kill knows a lot about that stuff, so I'll get it figured out. All right. Where am I going to warm up? I mean, I could always warm up at good old fashioned Willers. Oh, Mill, thank you for the bits. Dude, thank you for the gigantic emote. Any Father's Day plans? Chilling with the fam, man. Just chilling. Nothing big. I didn't want to do anything crazy. Just want to relax. Yesterday we had the kiddos recital all day yesterday. So we were occupied all day. All day. Level 1 items only. I thought about adding that. We'll see. If we go to add stuff, we'll talk about it. Chat's relentless. Yes, they are. This is facts. All right, give me a minute and then we'll get to rocking. Yeah. Boo-boo, boo-boo. Boo-boo, boo-boo. Okay, that one's good to go. Do I want a silent back? I wouldn't mind it. I definitely wouldn't mind it. I mean, I have the ability to go and play the original version of the game that has it, but it's just not the same as being able to jump in multiplayer whenever you want and play with others. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind it. Didicus, hello. How are you, friend? Do the butt touch challenge, VR. Must touch the ghost booty before leaving the house. We'll talk about a challenge wheel for VR, Chingus. Don't forget that one. Don't forget. Oh, man. Level 1, no sprint, ghost at 150. Oh, that's basically what you do is you do a level 1 times 15 challenge. I think that's what you do at that point. That'd probably be the way to do it if you want to make it very, very painful. Very, very painful. No! Oh my gosh. right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna close this for now. We'll keep that open. That should be fine. Okay, we're gonna start at Willer's. Fresh nightmare run, and then we'll spin the challenge wheel from there. I've got some challenges that are available, so we'll see how it goes, man. What's up, Ray? What up, Casio? Fox, hello, friend. All right, let's go. Let's do the ting. Sub Lena, Lene, how are you? Yeah, we haven't spun the wheel yet. No. We're gonna warm up. We're gonna warm up with a nightmare run, and then we'll spin. Yeah. Precise Panda. Thank you for the 3-month prime. Thank you guys for the hype train, man. Appreciate you. For all my dads in chat, I hope you guys are having a great Father's Day. If you have the ability to enjoy time with your dad, I hope that you have that chance and take advantage of it for sure. What's the Deja Vu challenge about? It's about playing on Tanglewood and with settings to make it seem like the way Phasmo used to be. So like you have 2 things of salt, no dots, you can't sprint, things like that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Super? Good to see you, man. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate you. What makes Nightmare special? It's 2 evidence, not 3. It's 2 evidence, not 3. That's why. Yeah. Oh, boo. We have cards. Yikes. Yikes on motorbikes. Okay, let's go see where power is. Thank God. Thank you, Anar. I appreciate you. Pull the cards. You pull the cards. Ghosty? Ghosty? Yeah, monitors are broken. Exactly. There's a lot of stuff that's different between Pro and Nightmare. It's very, very different. Very different. Kelly, thank you, friendo. What am I looking for? I opened that up like I was going to look for the freaking cursed possession that I know that we have. Is the weekly always on Monday? Yep. Yep, indeedy. Weekly's on Monday. I always post it on Tuesday. The only time I ever would do it before Monday would be if I know I'm occupied on Monday or something. Then I try to do it Sunday night, but no. I've heard nothing. Are you basement? Oh no. Why is it super hard to pull a hanged man? Because it's less of a chance to pull it. It's, oh, hello. It's designed by the game to make it difficult because it's like a 1% chance. Oh, you're not a mayor. That's good to know. I'm not going to get back in time for that, but that's okay. Let's check this. Are you really hallway? Oh, you stinky. It's in the hallway. It's in the hallway. Thank you, Gens. I appreciate you. Double. I am Casio. Yes. Yes, I am. Lucky find. I'll take it, man. Sold. Kevin, welcome in. Let's go. Blood Raven. Happy Sunday, friend. Good to see you. Hey, how are you? What's up, Jana? Happy Sunday, friend. Willow hallways are not that bad. Yeah, but Willow basement hallways sucks. Especially if there's no hiding down there, because for certain ghost testing, you have to be right there. Right there. So it's kind of a bummer. Yeah. Hayden, hello. All right, let's get some evidence. We know that it's not a mare, so we can go ahead and mark it off. The ghosty turn on the light switch. Mares can't do that. They can't, they shan't, they won't. So... Bone in the same room as the ghost. Yeah, people used to think that the bone was where the ghost room was. Like always. Like when you find the bone, the ghost room is close by. It's just not true. But I don't know. I don't hear that very often anymore, so I'm assuming that that means that most people are getting corrected. I assume. Yeah. Casio, welcome in. Welcome over to the purple side. Orbeez. What are you doing? That should be fine. Not freezing, it's 1 degree. We have orbicals, that's all we know. Cards are honestly pretty bad. The reason the cards seem bad is just because the two most like common cards that you can get are Tower and Hermit. And the Tower card, I mean, they removed the instant interaction ability of it. So now it's just upping the interaction if your sanity is low enough. So now the Tower card to me is useless. Completely, 100% useless. And then the Hermit card, since Cursed Possessions was released, I don't think there has been a single time that I've used the Hermit card to my ability. We're like, oh, it's trapped in its ghost room for 60 seconds. Let me go find out what it is. Like, that's not helpful to me. And they're the most common cards that you can get, which is super unfortunate. So I don't know if they're going to change that at any point. It is what it is. I pulled out, to me, they're throwaways. They're like full cards. Like, who gives a shit? I don't care. Still haven't fixed the cards. Well, the Tower card is not broken. They removed the instant interaction that happens when you first pull the card, and they never put it in patch notes, so nobody knows about it unless people like me and other creators are telling you about it. So, and that's directly from the mouth of DK and the team, that they removed the instant interaction. So it's not like, oh, I think no, they did. They 100% did because they told us they did. Hey, Derpy. Thank you, friend. Yeah. Yep, unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. Cario, how are you? Raj, what's up? Good to see you. Unfortunate. It is what it is. Now, if I'm playing with others, we will pull the cards. Oh, I heard Nanor. Which Nanor? This no. Okay, you're doing shit everywhere. No phalanges. No phalanges. Okay, good to know. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Where are ya? Hello? Can you be an Obake? Wait, we have orbs. Oh, you could be an Obake. Ooh. Do it. Show me fingerprints. Do it! Played last night. Scares you every time. Hey, there you go. What's up, Squishy? You saw somebody that was hacking fast. That's sad. That's depressing. That's very depressing. Somebody has to do that. Okay, dude. We get it. How do you test the speed? Having it hunt? You son of a beesh. Green, thank you. Alex, appreciate you. What's up, Brittany? What's up, Alex? What a turd. Get no fingies. Unless it's an Obake that's playing pranks on us, then yeah. Yeah. Let's get the juice back on. Oh, it's a wall. I was looking at chat. Sorry. Hey, Cassie. What is that orb you put down? I don't know what that means. What is this that I did? What is the orb you put down? What do you mean put down? Your phone's a demon? Well, no, with how shady they've been. Yeah, that could be. I should have turned the light off. That's sad. Wait, can it be a Goryo? No, it can't be. Okay. Hey, Jade. What if the tower card unhides an evidence? What do you mean unhides? Why would it be hidden? Motion sensor. Yeah, it's going off. Yeah, it's right there. I put that down just to get the objective. I didn't even put it down to actually use it. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Beta? Motion has been sensed. Right next to the button. Second night in your new apartment. That's awesome. Let's go. All right, let's get a camera down there. Let's get this down there. Let's get this down there. I have everything I can get evidence from down there. We're going to get one more, but we're just not getting it yet. So let's go find it, eh? Let's go find it, eh? Do you know what is the restricted room in the lobby? The restricted room? You mean the room that we can't walk into? It's just right now an empty room that well, sorry, not empty. A random room that has Pajama Pam freaking out in it. Because I think initially they were going to do something with it, but then didn't. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when they're going to do that. I have no clue. Bud. We got the bud. Ghosty. Was it delayed freezing? No. It is still hallway, right? It's just a rave room for Pam. Yeah. Nope. Can you loop the ghost during a whole hunt? Yeah. It's all about timing. Timing, not wasting your sprint. If you need to break line of sight, you totally can, especially if you're doing it around like the island in Tanglewood, you can just duck. All right, it's definitely a hallway. I don't know what we're missing though. I think it's a turd. We've tried UV. We've tried... My guess right now would be EMF 5, and I'm just getting very unlucky. That's my guess. I'm keeping the lights on to retain my sanity, by the way. Hi, Crow. What up, Kev? Figure out the ghost in the truck. No. I see you there, homie. I see you. Wish the ghost could... oh, Jesus! All right. Banshee, Yurei, Yokai, Raiju, Thay. Yeah, I saw that. Can you loop the ghost a whole hunt? Yeah, I can. I mean, I'm capable. I'm not going to right now because there's no point, but I can, yeah. They, I don't know if it's active enough to be a they. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. I need a whisper. Phoenix. Phoenix, thank you for the 20 months. Oh my God. BK, what up, homie? Any advice to get out of bed? No, just stay there. Why would I tell you to get out of there? What an awful idea. Jesus. All right. Damn. Okay. So, a hunt could probably tell us. A hunt could probably give it away. I've touched both the doors. It is capable of doing Yurei things on it if it wants to. If it's feeling like it. I might just make it hunt or try to make it hunt. Raiju, maybe. It could be. Could be. I mean, if I get it to hunt, the only two that are going to be speed, like, the only two that are going to be different speed are Raiju and Thay. So, I mean, I'm going to take this upstairs, turn this on so we have an electronic at the top of the stairs so it'll be on to move. How many evidence? 2. 2. Excuse me. You don't belong here, Booba. Go home. Go home. Can a Yurei slam a door open? No, it's gonna slam it. It's gonna slam it shut when it uses its ability. That was not a Banshee scream. No. Negative. Let's do smudge. This. And then I'm gonna go get a crucifix. That's the first time you ever saw that? Oh yeah. Sometimes they'll even spawn outside of the map, right outside the window. Yeah, looking all sad. Why tier 1 smudge? I prefer it. Preference. Oh my God. Excited for Lighthouse map? I am. Hey Ezra, I'm good. How are you? All right, we'll put this here just in case shite goes down. God damn it, break of daylight. Thank you, friend. Thanks. God. This is why we can't have nice things. Got this here, got that there, just for kicks. All right. Need more. Oh, F you. Oh, I hate it here so much. Yeah, just keep showing me the fucking hermit card, please. Please do. Cards have been lame lately. Mm-hmm. Hi, T. Hi, Mr. Song. God damn it, man. Looks like I tried. I tried. There's nothing else I could do about it. I can go down there. I mean, I need it to hunt. It would be nice if it hunted. I could talk. Maybe if I talk near it, it's a yokai and it'll try to hunt. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Why using tier 1 smudges? I prefer them. Because when I don't want to use a tier 3 smudge, crouch and be clipped into the floor. Skill issue? Your mom's a skill issue. Where are you? Ghosty, are you here? Hello? Hello? Where are you? Hello? Where are you? It's Father's Day. I can say what I want. Where are you? Hey, are you a yokai? Oh, shit. Hey, where you going? Hey, how are you? Hello? Ghost, do tings. Here, I'll even do this so that way we'll drop sanity while we're doing this. Come on. Always wanted to hunt until it does. Yeah, that's fair. I feel that. I tried the music box grenade on my friends, trapped myself and died. Okay, well, I can't help you with that. Take the cruci away? What? Ah! Why would I take the cruci away? I want to know I'm within hunting range without getting hunted. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't get the hanged man. I mean, fair. Oh, spicy. I was not talking in game. I was not talking in game when that happened. Tips for looping a rev in Insanity. Why would you want to loop a revenant when you can know what it is without needing to loop it? That sounds redonkulous. Oh, shit. All right. So that cruci's burned now. There we go. That's way too logical. That makes sense. No. Make dollars. Hi, Daria. Why loop it when you can just get free hugs? Hey, what's up, Mayo? Good to see you. Will Faz come to console? One of these days, Alice. One of these days. I don't know when that day is. I don't know what year that is, if it's 2024 or 2025, but we will see. I mean, they are constantly working on it. I don't have any information. That's the problem. Like, I don't have anything to give you. What's up, Axel? So tried to hunt twice, and now we're just waiting for it to hunt again. If the ghost shows up behind me, I'm going to be a little bit flustered. Ah, wait. Ah, you came directly to me. I think it's a Yurei. Unless... What are the odds? Very unlikely. Okay. Might have to have it hunt again. It didn't speed up with electronics. It could be a banshee, though. Technically. I don't think it's you. I want to make sure that it speeds up with line of sight. Phase cannot do that. Didn't you hear? Oh, man. What have I missed? Everything. You've missed everything. Tips on looping the ghost. I mean, it's one of those you've got to try at things. You've got to learn how to balance your sprint. Mouth breathers, I know. But watching people do it is definitely the best. And the best way to do that is to go to YouTube and find it. Waiting like hours for someone to loop 1 or 2 ghosts correctly is not going to be the way to learn. He needs a CPAP? He might. Or just get better. That's also true. Yeah. Come on, ghost. You've got nothing down there. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're waiting on Ghosty. Found you on YouTube. The videos helped. I appreciate you, Jackal. Thank you, man. Thanks for the follow. Normal speed. Tis normal. Okay. Here, it's faster. Hear that? Nobody likes BK. Think of the 3 months. Evie, what'd you just do? I was like, what the hell? Did I just get an achievement? Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have all the achievements in this game. Banshee then? No, not necessarily. Could be a Ure. It could be a really shiny Ure. We don't know. I might have to, unfortunately, I would like for it to change rooms and come upstairs so that way I could do a better Banshee test, but unfortunately, it's being a butt. Unfortunately. Why the hell banned? No, you weren't banned. You were timed out because you were spamming the same message over and over again, and the mods told you not to, and you still did it anyway. Going to another chat to say that is not a very smart thing to do. Flash, I sent you something. Thank you, Evie. Why is it here? Oh, is it lagging? Yeah, BK. I'm sorry. That's annoying. Hey, what's up, Ty? See, and then continuing to argue about it is, again, not a smart thing to do. So, yeah. Fucking people don't learn. What are you thinking it is? Right now, I'm thinking it's either a Ure or a Banshee. You know what? Oh, shit. I might have missed. Okay, you. Yeah, excuse me. Was I? Okay, there we go. There we go. New equipment comes to the game. We don't need new equipment. That's the last thing we need right now. No, definitely the last thing on my mind is new equipment. How do you properly test a banshee without another person? It's tough when you're in a basement like this. When you're on one floor, it's a bit easier. If I see the dots, I'm probably going to smudge. Oh, hi, Phoenix. Singing event. We like singing events. Hey, how are you? Come on. Shit. I can't get that other door. That was an event. Oh, that son of a bitch. Nightmare? Yeah. It tricked me. Okay. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get got. I'm gonna get got. Would it be fun to have two different tiers of equipment to use at the same time? You can. What do you mean? No, Dylan. No, the only thing I have right now is Throne. I'm still very undecided about if I want to do a P.O. box or not yet. It spawns. It's going to spawn on the stairs. Dodging the crucifix. No, and ask. We're not playing with viewers. Random mini paintings. The door you open is now closed because it evented. Thank you, Val. Now you're smudged. Forgot which one has music before it hunts. No, that's a random sound. That's a random sound from the ghost. It's not, the sound you hear when the ghost is hunting has nothing to do with what ghost it is. 100% random. All right. Got a whisper. Come on, slam the door shut, you turd. It hasn't left the basement, which is super freaking weird, man. Super weird. Slam it shut. Do it. Come on. What ghost is stunned for longer by this much? Yeah. Thank you, Cosmic. Yeah, the Moroi. What up, CJ? How are you, homie? Pirate. Hello. Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Okay, at this point, I'm going to go Banshee based on the evidence. We have two. We have another singing event. Watch it be a Yurei. Swear to God. But you notice how we haven't gotten the Banshee scream? It's rare. It's not instant. It's not easy. That's double. No, the doors were. The doors were shut because of the event. Oh, you couldn't breathe. Coach is here? That's the new Banshee scream. I can't. It's gonna hunt. Watch. I swear to God. No, okay. I thought I heard a door slam. That's why I ran. You piece of sh... I thought I heard a door slam. Nope, we're not getting a Banshee whale. We're not getting anything. I can try to do it from the corner over here. Maybe we can get lucky. Doing it in the basement is suicide. I have no more smudges. We have no more crucifixes. About mods in the game. Oh, I would love if they modded the game. That'd be great. Can you get a whale while it's hunting? You can. You absolutely can. Oh, what a piece of crap ghost. It's not slamming doors. It's not giving us a Banshee whale. We can't really test if it's stalking us because it won't leave the basement. Dumb and stinky. It is dumb and stinky. I would agree. Agreed upon. What a B. Does parabolic not attract it? Not from a certain distance. Shit. What? Look, it came right to me. I'm so confused right now. What is happening? Ninja, thank you for the 18 months. Okay, I'm so lost. Every time that I've done an audio test or an equipment test, it has come directly to us. I was in the corner like this. It walked into the garage and then left. Is it a yokai? I'm confuzzled. Can't be a mimic. No, we have dots. No, it can't be. Like, is it seriously just the odds that every time I went to go do this test, it roamed to us? Every time? What the fuck? What the fuck? No Banshee by now, surely? Yeah, but it's on a different floor. Come upstairs, you butthole. Mayo, it can't see through the door. Look, it's gonna come directly to me. Watch this shit. Told you. Dude, I'm so confused. Many much confuzzlement. Yeah, these ghosts can't see through doors. So the benefit of these doors is that you can see through them because they're glass. But to the ghost, this is blocked. This is one texture. You can't see, the ghost can't see through the windows, you know? So then like you hide like this. No, the ghost can't see through there. So you can literally watch the ghost hunt like this. There's a collider. No, it was Patrick. Try it again. If it's a banshee, no, that's if it decides, that's if it stalks you, but a banshee has to be on the same floor. Watch, it's gonna come right to us. Watch this shit. Here it comes. Look. I'm so lost, dude. I'm so lost if this is actually, I don't know. Like, I want to go yokai from that one single moment. But the fact is, it keeps coming back to us every single time. No, I've not. Monitor for another room. The problem is that we can't really do that. We don't have any more smudges or crucifixes. Yeah. It senses the paramic. Here's the problem. This is why we said it's a problem. Hey, how are you? Is that I was in the corner of the garage. The ghost came into the garage with the paramic on and left. And just walked out. So it walked in. I had this on like this. And it just dipped. It left me. So that right there, in theory, should be a yokai. Try another hunt just for funsies. So if it's not a yokai, I don't know what we experienced and what bug this was. But I was here, like this, and then the ghost decided to dip. No, it literally can't be a mimic. Remember the game app I mentioned? I played it similar to Phas, named a couple of ghosts differently, and switched the description. That sounds right. Oh, extremely annoying ghosts. Yeah. A Yurei that's not slamming doors. A Banshee that won't scream, wail, whatever. A yokai that seems to be pathing to us when we do electronics. Yeah. Redonkulous. What up, rookie? Come upstairs. There you are. Watch. Let me do this. Look. I'm going yokai. I'm going yokai. If this is right, that means that this yokai has pathed to us randomly over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I'm going for it. Let's see what happens. Mr. Mark, what's up, dude? Always enjoy the shorts and the VODs. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Could be wrong. Could be right. I don't know. I was a Banshee.
Welcome back.
So what bug did we just experience then? We experienced a bug where the ghost could not sense the electronic. Frickin' Banshee. I tried to get the screen, guys. I tried. The ghost, how many times did it change rooms? 57 abilities used. Bullshit. It... It didn't change rooms a single time. That entire time. Not one time did it change its room. Oh, stupid. Look, the game was against me. There was nothing I could do. There was nothing we could do. I can't believe it didn't change rooms once. All right, there's ads that are about to play, by the way. There are ads about to play. We'll wait here in the lobby. We'll wait here. Oh, happy Father's Day. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. What a stupid ghost. What a stupid ghost. We spin it after the ads? Yeah. Yeah, we'll spin the challenge wheel after the ads. Yep, as soon as they're done. Get good. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to learn how to play. Venus, hello, friendo. Do I prefer the level 1 incense? I do. I do. It doesn't change the speed of the ghost. Yeah. Hey, what up, boss? Good to see you. Thank you. It's the Banshee's first day. What a jerk. Indeed, I will. Ay, ay, ay. Play with other people today? No. No, not today. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. No, hate the ghost. Fair. I want a blurb of that one is only game guy. You can suggest blurbs if you don't see them. Yeah. Boss MJ, thank you. Thank you, friend. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Don't have ads? Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. If you don't have, if you have Turbo, if you have Twitch Turbo, you're not going to get any ads at all. Ever on Twitch. If you're subbed, you're not going to get ads. But sometimes when you're not, whenever they deliver ads, it's not the same for every viewer. Some will get them, the entirety of them. Some will not get them at all. It just depends on your region and how they deliver them. Yeah, thank you, Song. Yeah, some of Mike's emotes are definitely even better, giganticized. When will I play Midnight Heist again? Hopefully soon. They had an update that I want to try. Yeah, I definitely want to try the update that they had. Thank you, T. Yeah, we're chilling today. Chilling today. Stabs. Thank you for the bits. Lady Y, me too, friend. Me too. All right, 50 seconds and we'll be back. 50 seconds. Had to step away. What was it? A Banshee. A Banshee that never did a Banshee scream. It didn't feel like it stalked us. Yeah. I'm not playing with viewers, William. Yep. Might be an end of the month kind of thing. We'll see. Oh, it's late here for you. Oh, I got you. Yeah, for me, it is 2. It is 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. Found the tweesh. Hello, friend. What up, PRB? Up is smudge. Up is smudge. This is facts. It's so weird to hear stream sounds when I'm used to replay crew. Again, if I am streaming over on the tubes at the same time as here, you can actually watch that live stream back and hear them. Yeah. On that one, they go through. Banshee was a mimic wannabe. It was a mimic wannabe. All right, we're back. We are back. Got yeeted for the first time in a hot minute at Sunny. Isn't that always a blast? Okay. Where's the wheel? There it is. Banshees haven't bought, I mean, it literally didn't change rooms a single time. And it was in the basement. It was like, how else can I set you up for failure? Oh, I know. Hoy vey. How close am I to the prestige? You can prestige at the level, at level 100. I'm level 92. Currently level 92. Okay. So I figured today what we'll do is we'll do some random challenges. So I'll spin the wheel. If I want to add some to it, I might add a few to it, depending. I know one person suggested maybe doing like an all tier 1 run, which I totally could. Banshees can't target people that are on different levels. They're not going to stalk people on different levels. No. So if it never leaves that floor, I have to be down there with it, which I tried. What up, Fred? The tier 2 candle has 3 candles. Do I need 1 candle? The tier 2 firelight is considered 1. It's considered 1. Even though it has 3 candles on the candelabra, it's still considered 1 firelight blowout because they all go out at the same time. Yeah, it's only a game. Why you have to be mad? So let's do the first one. Awesome. No doors. Great. Shit. So what is a no doors challenge? Well, I mean, it's pretty easily described. Outside of the front door, I can't touch any other doors. That's it. Yep. So a popular map for this is Ridge. The reason for that is because it's one of the more open spots without having to open another door immediately. So you have a lot of the first floor, a lot of the hallway upstairs, but if the door's shut, I can't do anything with it. I can't open it. I have to wait for the ghost to do it, hopefully. So that's why I really enjoy doing that on Ridgeview. Camp Woodwind, you shut your butt. Hi, car. How's that going to work? Well, I mean, pretty simply, I open the front door. I can't open another door after that. The only door I can touch is the front door. That's it. Literally it. Yeah. Hospital? I'm sorry. Is there a map you know about that I don't know about? What the fuck is a hospital? Farmhouse? I love a good farmhouse. If I do Grafton's a possibility. That's true. And then we test our luck with the kitchen and stuff to see if the doors are open. The problem with that is that you have like, if the power is in the front, like that, the downstairs left back area, if any of those doors are shut, I'm screwed. So would we prefer like Ridge or Grafton? You think Grafton? I mean, still though, I mean, that's the point of the challenge. It's not supposed to be easy. It's difficult to prestige. It's just a matter of time. It's literally a matter of time. Oh, we're split. Can we do a vote real quick? Like a 1 minute between Ridge and Grafton so people can vote on which one? That seems a very split decision. Very split. I'm down for either. I don't care. I will do either. I don't care. What up, Jason? Thank you, Mayor. There you go. Grafton or Ridge? Yeah, Crow. Yes, please. Yes, please. Time for democracy. Yep. The vote is there, friends. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you. What do we have? See, it's not that far apart. It's really not. It's really not that far apart. What up, Blaze? How are you, dude? Doop. It's close to 50-50 split. Close to 50-50. Farmhouse rework? I know. I'll be excited when they start getting the move on with some of that stuff, man. Remember we sat in the front hallway for a half an hour on Sunnyfall? Oh, yes, I do. The no doors? Yeah, we did that on Sunny. The 2 doors that let you go into the rest of Sunny Meadows were shut, and we could not go through them. So we were stuck. Yeah. Hey, Drips, welcome in. All right, Grafton it is, which it pulled through by that much. Yeah. We'll see on that side, too. Thank you, Crow. Surely the best map for no doors is high school. Thank you, Sai. Appreciate it, man. What ghost was it? The last ghost? It was a banshee that never changed its room once in a game on Nightmare where we were in there for like 20 or 30 minutes. Never changed its room. Not a single time. Yeah. Yeah. What a jerk. It's ridiculous. What a stupid ghost. All right. Play a game? No, I don't do that here. We sit here and look at the maps. It's kind of our thing. Yeah. Life's Lemons, welcome back. Grafton, yeah, I think it's Grafton on both sides. Yeah. I think so. It is Celsius. Yes, it is. My wife gave me a few of them for Father's Day because she knows that I enjoy them. This one is the Cosmic Vibe, which is the fruit punch, basically. Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Someone was super freaking kind and on Throne got me the grape Celsius that I had on there, which is freaking super awesome. But it took like a month or two to ship, which is stupid. So I'm waiting on that now. Yeah. Thank you, Benny. Lunar, thank you for the 10 months. I finally got out of bed. I thought we told you didn't have to do that. Okay. Question. Settings. Do I just leave it on Nightmare? Try fast, text and voice in other languages. I would fail miserably. That's a big mic thing. That's a big mic thing. Yeah. When update. If I knew, you would know. We don't know. Yep. Nightmare, it gives you a chance to have the doors open and close. It's like a mixed bag between the doors being open and closed. So I think Nightmare would probably be good. Nightmare, all doors starting shut. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Don't have the patience. That's fair enough, man. It takes a while. Amateur. All doors start shut on Amateur, I think. Yeah. All right. No doors challenge. Grafton. I don't know if I've ever actually done a no doors on Grafton. We're going to play on Nightmare because on Nightmare, some of the doors are open. So some of the doors are open and some are closed. If you go to, let's see, if I go to this, you can see which one it is. So if I go custom preset Nightmare and we go over here, door starting open, high chance. That does not mean that the door is completely open. If I can't fit through the door, I can't walk through it. So here we go. I need a get a gentleman, a ghost that'll open the door for me.
All right, we're here.
Yeah, it's all gonna be upstairs. I know. Brianna, thank you, friend. Maple Lodge does have doors. Yep, there's a door to the right immediately. There's the door in front of you. There's the bathroom doors. There's the cabin doors. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So remember, I cannot open any door except for the front door. If I open any other door, I have failed. Hey, that's what I could do. If I fail any of these challenges today, I'll eat some beans. There we go. There's a negative to it. Please. That looks literally closed immediately. But that one's open. What if I walk in here and the ghost shuts the door behind me? Oh, fudge. All right, well, I'm not going in there. Why not soda? Oh, no, 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 no. That's sub. No, 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 no. Oh, I have a hiding spot. Hey, there we go. There we go. Okay, let's go upstairs. Maybe we'll get lucky and some of the doors will be open up there. If the ghost opens a door, fair game. Then I'm allowed to go through. If the ghost touches it. Okay. I can do nothing. I need to get out of the room, though, in case the door gets shut. Hello? Ghost? I need you to do something, please. Oh. All right. Well, I can't get to any of the power spots. slept on Flash. You shut. Actually, you know what? You know what the really funny thing is? That actually Mike was one of the people to figure this out. Because I have not touched this door yet, if the ghost events in that room, it won't shut. The door won't shut. The only door that'll shut is the front door. Yeah. Fun fact. The ghost, it's not technically open yet because it hasn't been touched by a player. No lights, no. And it's not doing anything. I could go get a paramic and try to listen in the rooms. Yeah, despite the door being visually open, the ghost is not going to mess with it. Ghost! It's not throwing anything. Duda. Michael Holmes. Put a cup on the door. Camelita, hello. Wait, was that on me? No. Or did I just walk into that? Oh, don't tell me you're back there. Ghost? Oh, I don't know if that was in the bathroom or not. I wonder. Okay, is it possible to do something? Hold on, I'm gonna try something real quick. All right, so you can throw this through the door, right? Like, and pick it up. Now, can you do that still? No, see, isn't that interesting? So as long as I can see part of it, I can pick it up. But the second it goes back behind that, I can't pick it up anymore. Oh, are you trying to welcome me to the party? Hello? Hey, how are ya? All right, we found it. It's over there. Oh, thank you, lady. I appreciate you. Okay. All right, let's do this. If it's a Hantu, I mean, it won't be a Hantu if it turns the power on. Okay. Can I get evidence in that room? I have the thermo peeking through the door, so that's kind of a plus. I can place a book. We can do, dots have a very wide range. I could throw a spirit box in there. Probably be all right. Yeah. It's behind that immovable door. That is correct. That is correct. I'm just happy we know where the ghost is. Yeah. Difficulty's nightmare. Get wrecked. I didn't open it. There's orbs. Yeah, I thought I saw it too, but I was really confused why it just disappeared on me. So look, we have dots right there. Okay. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Cinnamon. Pixel, appreciate you guys. Okay. All right, the temps will go down now. I'm probably going to go get the other stuff. Here, we can do this. Hold on. Maybe that'll stay put. Maybe we'll be all right. If the ghost shuts the door behind me, I'm screwed. I am screwed. Key stick dots on the wall. I could try. I don't know what our luck would be, but I mean, it could be worth a shot. I need to get the rest of the evidence up there. So we need to get this, this, and this. Can we see through the door? Look at there. See what happens? See what happens? Listen, I'm just playing the game, man. Just playing the game. All right, nothing yet. I could take some lanterns up there so we at least have some light. Just shut the breaker off. I was never able to turn the breaker on. I was never able to actually. Did I just see my breath? not playing any ads, so it's really interesting that they have them. Very interesting that they even have them at all. All right. Hopefully it leaves. Still try. We'll still try. All right. I need to move the camera. Q! All right. Well, I guess we're not looking in there anymore, huh? Where are you? Are you near? Hello? Jesus Christ! You know what? We should probably go get something to protect ourselves. Oh, it's teasing me. Oh, it's teasing me. Didn't actually open the door, though. Okay, we're fine. You're thinking Oni? I mean, it did event us pretty quickly. But all we have... Oh, no. Shit. If it's an Oni, then it's a mimic. No, no, no. Always use protection. Roger that. He's a big guy. He's big guy. I probably should now. Okay. Let's get this. All right, let's get this and this. Thank you, Chucky. Yeah, it doesn't want us in there. Hi, Road. What up, dude? Ghosty doesn't like us very much, Road. Power Christ. Probably put it here to protect ourselves in this room. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Hey, can you open the door? I just want to hang out. Please? We like to party. We like to party. Hello? We gotta use our magic. I know what we need to do. It's gonna open the door. Oh, shit. You know what? I'm gonna go get a smudge first. Mayor Revy Thay. Uh-oh, stinky. Uh-oh. Yeah, it just wrote in the book. We heard it. We just heard it rot in the book. Okay. Let's take another lantern. Two very spicy choices. Maybe we set up shop right here. Yeah. If it haunts, won't it open the door? Maybe. It's not a guarantee that it will. Okay. Ooh, that's a creepy little spot. Look at that. That looks creepy as shit. Here's the question. Do I wait for it to hunt? Because I feel like our cursed possession is behind a door that I can't open. There's nothing I can really do about it. If it shuts this door, that's yikes. Hunt should give it. Yeah, a hunt should definitely give it away. Should definitely give it away. Michael, right? Michael! Michael! Gotta lure it to the door. All right. Just hanging out. Hoping nothing bad happens. I feel like you should have to get a perfect game. Hey. Be a real shame if a ghosty showed up and opened this door right now. You don't like that. Want to build a snowman? walks to the hiding spot. If I go to this and that ghost walks to there, I'm dead. I don't know what the purpose of that. We're peeking again. Oh, we're peeking. Hey. Hey. Give me the book. Give me this. Hey, thank you for the prime. Hello, Mel. Oh my God. Slinky, thank you for the prime. Yeah, he lets it breathe. What are you, farting in there? Huh? Huh? Stinky? Hey. Ghosty. Johnny. Ghost is being a real douche. Ghost is being a real douche. Johnny, thank you for the 5 months. What's up, Crown? Welcome in, friend. Yeah, it's nightmare, no doors. I'm not allowed to open any doors besides the front door. That's it. It is a mare. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did it just change rooms? Uh-oh. It is a mare, Revy, or Thay. Mare, Revy, or Thay. Hey, Flash, I forgot that you were streaming. Oh, it's okay. I forgot you weren't here. It's a joke. I'm kidding. It was funny. Gimme. It's a joke. Relax. Goo, I hope you're good. I hope you're good. I was going to say, I hope you're good. That sounds very much so like a mare. Almost level 100. Nice. Still on your first prestige. Might open doors now. It might. Yeah. Okay. Oh, don't need that. All right, we still have a smudge. Did it open any of these? No. Sag. Yeah, the light burst event is why I'm thinking this is probably a mare. Probably. It did hunt from right there, though, which is super sus. Super sus. Nightmare? Yeah. Yeah, it's nightmare, but we're doing a no doors run. So, we're not opening any doors, except for the front door. Literally the only one. Shouldn't have the speed given it. Shouldn't the speed have given it away? Well, the speed tells us it's not a revenant. The reason it's still possibly a Thay is because if I aged it enough to make it normal speed, it could be a Thay. So the way you can know it's not a Thay is by checking to see if it speeds up with line of sight. That's how. Z! Thank you, friend. Happy Dad Day. Appreciate you. Yo, Ebor, thank you for the 15 months. What's up, Mystic? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Sadly, still at work. Oh, Yetting. What's the ghostie's name? It's Michael Holmes. Okay. I'm gonna get these guys. We're gonna get this guy. We're gonna go over here. Go over there. Go, wait, what do I need? Parabolic. Okay. I think the ghostie changed rooms now, though. I do believe. It's gonna hunt me. I'm just waiting. Don't you have to be in the room for the theta age? No, you have to be near it. So if I was near it, as long as I'm near it for 1 to 2 minutes, it'll age. It's not about being in the ghost room. It's about being near the ghost. Thank you, Dino. Appreciate you. Come on, we know you're within hunting. Let's go. Op 2. You feel like you age every 1 to 2 minutes too? Yeah. Was that from Little Misfortune? Yikes forever. Why is the ghost so quiet? Why is the ghost so quiet? Bones, thank you for the 2 months. Thank you, friend. Go back upstairs. We need 100 blurbs. No, we do not. No, we do not. Okay, it's done. Let's turn our night vision on. Fuck it. Do here. Okay. Oh no, there's no way I could do a perfect run. There's no way. If the bone is behind a closed door, I'm not about to do this run for 30 minutes, for an hour to try and get this ghost to open every door to get the bone. Just thought about that. I'm like, we have not seen the bone in all of our travels. If I found the bone, I would go for it. But no way. Yeah, I didn't think about it either. I totally forgot. Yeah. Siraj, hello friends. Siraj, guess what we think it is? No, it's not impossible. Absolutely not. But do I want to try and walk the ghost to every door in the game, try and get it to open every single door when it doesn't even happen all the time when it's near it? No, I haven't found the cursed. Nope. No, I don't know if it's the circle. It could be the monkey paw. Yeah. Could be the Waluigi. I don't know. It's all behind closed doors that I can't get to. So I think we just have to take what we got and go from there. I mean, I could get the parabolic. We could do that. At least, you know, a little something, something. See ya, bookworm. Thank you, Siraj. Because Ghosty is going to hunt us again, which is fine. There we go. Good. What's the difference between Stream King and VIP for a month? Well, VIP for a month is literally what it sounds like. You get the pink diamond next to your name. You stand out in chat. You don't get affected by cooldowns, slowdowns, things like that. Stream King is a role in Discord that you can only get via that. Yeah, and it's a permanent role. It will never go away. All right, Ghosty Shorts. This might be bad. Yeah, this is a bad idea. Hey, Faith, how are you? Who do I watch on YouTube in my free time? All kinds of people. It's not restricted to certain creators. I kind of roll through my my feed, and when videos pop up, I watch. Hi, bro. Can you tell me hello, please? No. I don't know how. I'm learning. Yeah. No rev? No, no rev. Stream King is permanent. Yeah. That role does not go away. Yeah. Mirador, how are you? Do it. Give us a whisper. Damn. I'm gonna do this. This is what we're gonna do. Does anyone have it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. We are going to try our luck that way. Thank you, Apocrypha. Yeah, there's multiple people that have it. No, you don't. I would like it to eat the crucifix. That would be lovely. Ghosty. How do you part of the lovely community? Thanks for the lovely comment. Oh, hey, I appreciate you, Axel. Thank you. It hunted away from the crucifix. Believe this shit. I think I landed it. I think. Wait. We gotta look. I might die. I think it's over there. Fuck. I don't see it. I feel like I hit the smudge too, but I'm not sold that I did. Oh my god. No chair. I just heard a window touch. No, I can't. The only door that I can mess with is the front door. That's it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Add one feature to Phas, what would it be? One feature? I don't know about adding a feature. I mean, there's definitely things that would change. It's hunting from the nursery. Hunting from the nursery. How's Sunday going? Sunday's good. Okay. Don't get scared now. Where's the other crucie? We gotta run. We gotta run. Don't do it, you little shit. Okay. Oh, I thought I lost it in the carpet. I was like, you mother... Give me. Thank you. Should be okay. Ah. Put it there. It's a feature. No, there's some things back at the main lobby that I would love for them to adjust. If there's one thing right now that I can think off the top of my head that I want them to add, I want to know what my stats are from my last game. Even after I've left that screen. It ate that one. Okay, good. What up, Kip? I'm good. How are you? Still hasn't talked to us. Still hasn't talked to us. How about the flipping of the screen when you click back into the game? Well, that's just That's just fixing something. Yeah. Poor Bone. It's all alone. My guess, it's in one of the downstairs rooms. If you get Mimic, it should tell you all the go. I agree. I think we even brought that up to them before, but I don't think they were too keen on the idea. Bro, the most non-cooperative ghosts ever. We know you're there. We get it, homie. Shit. What up, Moomy? Welcome in. Just waiting on the ghost to talk to us. How many times does it change rooms? At least 3. What a dirtbag. Hi, Noah. What's up, What's up, friend? I just... Relax. I just want to talk to you. Hello? Please fucking do the noise. Do it. That's not what I meant. Whisper, you bastard. Oh my God, you're going to shut us out. Literally, it's all, we just parabolic. I feel like Dwight Schrute. Michael! Chiba! Chiba! Thank you for the 29 months. What up, Cheebs? Maybe if you shout Marco. Roger that. Marco! It doesn't want to play our games. I don't think it's interested. You little bitch. I just heard that to my left. Guys, I'm not sold that we're going to get it. I'm trying. That's a no-no word? Well, listen. It deserves it. Just gotta try harder, sport. You shut your butt. Yeah, it's hunted a few times. And then now it's continually eating the crucifix. Did it just stop? Kiri! Thank you for the 12-month Prime. Dude, It won't do it, guys. I'm trying really hard. What the fuck? It did it? Run away! Okay, sure. I'm sorry. Did anyone else hear a whisper? Or did it happen during the sim? Oh, gosh darn it. Maybe that's when it happened. Just try harder. I know. I know. I learned everything from Cheebs. Yeah. Look where the orb is now. Well, we can't get the bone, so there's no point in taking photos. Get me the hell out of here. And the sub effect, maybe, but I didn't see anything pop up on the paramic as like extra sounds, so I was really thrown off.
Welcome back.
I want to know where the bone was. That's where my curiosity. Oh, and also how many times did it change rooms? 5. It changed room 5 times. So it went from that back workshop to the master bedroom, hallway, nursery, hallway. I don't know. The orbs are in the hallway, so I don't know what the change was from there. Sweet Reptar shirt. Thanks, man. Oh my God. After the overhaul, it's been hard to level up. I'm stuck with low level tools. Any tips? Yeah, just play comfortably until you start getting more stuff, man. Yeah, depending on your skill level, you can up the multiplier. Yeah. Where was the bone? Okay. Somebody tell me if they saw the bone in the dining room. Or was it we were so convinced that the bone was probably behind a closed door that we didn't do a good look. I didn't see it either. Yeah, we could have had a perfect game. It could have just been, dude, it could have been in the carpet. That might have been why we didn't see it. That carpet, there's parts that are bunched up. If it's placed perfectly in that, you can't see it. We were bone boozled. This is true. It was definitely in the carpet. And probably a demon. Yeah. Mother. Seems like excuses. Shut up. All right. Next. 100% a demon. Thank you. Cheebs gets it. Cursed bone. Carrie, thank you so much for the 12 months, friend. Thank you for the prime. All right. Wheel. The wheel. Okay. If we get the doors again, we will spin it again. But for now, we'll go with it and see what it gives us. The wheel. The wheel. Bone was on the plate. Dinner time. Hey, Maven. What is our next one? It's an item ban. Strangest place you found the bone? I found it in a trash can. Yeah. All right. Now, there is something with this that I need to try. So, item ban. First thing I need to do is I need to see if this is possible. All right. Let me see what this does. This might bring back something that we don't want. Okay, it's not, it kind of is, it's just not adding the person. So hold on. Now the hard part with this, I don't want to do like the giveaway style of going through the whole thing of like needing to do a giveaway to get somebody's name to ban an item. You know what I mean? What's up, Immortal? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a chat command to randomly draw somebody from chat. Now the thing is though, they might be lurking, so they might not respond. Until I can find a way to do it where it will only pull people that have been active. We'll see. Can you do drops? I could do drops. I was going to do multiple people. Drops might be the way. Because then the other thing I was going to do was I was going to do a random number 1 to 5. And that's how many items can get banned. Okay, listen, I didn't even turn it on yet. All right. F it, we'll do that. So exclamation point drop. If you land closest to the center of that goo pile, you will be the one that gets to choose what items get banned. Exclamation point drop with your favorite emote. Closest to the center bans items. This is a purple side thing. It's a purple side thing. That's a lot of drops. Is the bone automatically more hit? No, no, Spaghetti. It is 100% random. 100% random. You could find the bone the second you walk into a times 15 run. Yeah. All right. So far it is derpy. So far it is derpy. Cater Tot. Oh, thank you for the sabotaging bits. Thank you for the sabotaging bits. Lady Ravenous, appreciate you. Cater Tot, thank you for the 3 months. Yep, make sure you guys, your drop can only happen once, by the way. It can only happen once. So trying to drop more than one time during this drop does nothing. Literally nothing. Yeah. What's up, Alan? Welcome in. This is your first time participating in one of the drops? Well, you might be the one that gets to ban some stuff. Sabotaging bits? Yeah, so if you, any bit, one single bit during one of these drops these random balls like on the screen, and they can actually hit people and interfere with them. Do you see those dropping right now? It's because of that. Thank you, Lady Rav. Yeah. Oh, your place got robbed. Ooh, Callus. Okay. 8256. Could be Callus. Yeah. All right. We're giving it to Callus. All right. Now let me draw a random number 1 to 5. I'll use my phone. Callus, you're going to be the one. You get to ban items from me. You get to ban items from me. Boop, 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 boop. Using phone while streaming. Shush. Thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome in. All right. Random number. So it's going to be between 1 and 5. So you will get to ban possibly 1 item. You will possibly get to ban 5 items. It just depends. But I'm going to use the old phone. So right now it's on 5. Okay. I don't know if you can see that or not. You might not be able to see that. Maybe it's too bright. Hold on. See right there? 5. But I'm going to click the button. Uh-oh. Shit. All right. Well, you get to ban 5 things. I was like, did I click it? Yeah, I clicked it. Damn it. All right, Callus, you get to ban 5 things from me, friend. What's it going to be? This one we might do unprofessional. 5. Yeah, they get to ban 5 different items that I'm not allowed to use in the next run. Yeah. Do it on Nightmare, you won't? All right. Ay. Cruci, Sanity Meds, Spirit Box, Motion Sensor, and Salt. That was like kind but not kind at the same time. I'm going to pin your message just so that way I don't lose it. Damn it. All right, where am I doing this? That was very passive aggressive. They were generous. They could have, yeah. Cows could have made that much, much worse. We are now friends. Wow. Woodwind. I'm just not the biggest fan of Woodwind, man. Do we let fate decide? Do we do random? I could. Okay. Random item ban run. Callus won the drop, so Callus picked 5 different things that I'm not allowed to use. Their choice. Crucifix, Sanity Meds, Spirit Box, Motion Sensor, and Salt. Like, they started off strong with, like, I hate you, and they ended with, like, I have mercy. It's like the Sour Patch Kid commercials. Yeah. So, the second we get in the truck, I will take all those things and basically just throw them out of the truck. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Oh, edgy. Okay. Now, I do need to be careful with this. When I say that, these crucifixes have a very big range on them. So I'm going to get them as far away as I possibly can. So hopefully this should be far enough away. Should be. All right, let's take all of these. We'll throw them over there in the same spot. What else do we have? Sanity Met, Spirit Box. Okay. Demon in the garage. Oh, God. Thank you, Cupta. Appreciate you, dude. All right, get this guy. Motion sensors. Okay, we're just getting rid of everything so that way it's gone and we don't have to worry about it. And salt. Oh. Imagine demon. I know, it'll still hit the cruci. That'd be kind of funny. There's nothing I can do about that, okay? We did random map and everything. Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do. What's up, Mary? Ghost Girl Forever. Thank you for the raid. Hello. Hi, friend. Okay. Mayor, could we do a message to pin that says, like, banned item run and then with those items listed? That would be amazing, friend. That'd be amazing. Calcice, thank you, friend. Thank you for banning the items. I appreciate you so much. It was your choice, and you did what you had to do. I get it. I get it. It's a Banshee. Roger that. We're going to leave. Ghost Girl, how are you? Oh, my God. Calling him Molroy. I don't know what it's going to be, man. All right, I'm going to try to snooze as long as I can, too. What is the challenge? We are doing a item ban run. Item ban run. Getting back into Phas. That's awesome, Emily. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let me do this. I'll take that over here. That. Okay. So this is what we have. These are our items. We don't have sanity anymore. Spirit box. Crucifixes. So doable. Still doable. Still doable. Thank you, Faith. We're going to go in like we normally would and go from there. I need to get the power on almost instantly because, well, I can't get any sanity back. All right. No music box. Roger that. You have faith in me. Thank you. Thank you, Highland. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know. At least we can open doors. Huge bonus. A Wraith for sure. Oh, that would suck a lot. Can you use firelights? Yes. You know what? I'll leave that off for now. Let's get some stuff in here. What if they ban power? That's not an item. I mean, what if they ban power? They banned walking. It's items. Banned item run. Yeah, not banned feature. Big Ben, welcome in. Let's do this guy and this guy. Hey, Wolfie. In the Discord, friend. I have a spot in the Discord where you can suggest games. Ban the ghost, right? Hello? Ghosty. I've heard nothing. Oh, look, a boat. Ghost, what you doing, bruh? Thought you heard the lockers? Okay. Those closet doors are oddly open, though. Look how bright it is outside. Holy shit. Queen! Thank you for the prime, friend. Maybe not. No volume run. It's on my challenge wheel. That's chat his ears. Chat can hear the game, but I can't. Yeah. Ghosty? I've heard nothing. Literally zero. Did they nerf nightmare runs without telling me? That'd suck a lot. May I ask why you're playing Phasmo on Father's Day? What should I be playing? Like Minecraft? The original Resident Evil? Hey, Naomi. Spend time with the fam? What do you think I do all day? What do you think I was doing all morning before a stream? Ghosty. What do you think I was doing all day yesterday when I went to both of my children's recitals yesterday? All day. Spending time with family. Wrong house. Dude, I've heard diddly shit. I've heard nothing. Ghost hasn't interacted with our lantern. People chill. No, it's okay. It's all good. Wrong address. It's in the basement, isn't it? What'd you do? I didn't do anything. Ghost, are you hanging out by the shoes? He needs some alone time? No, it's not even about that. No, it's not about that at all. You sack of shit. You are down here, aren't you? You suck so much butt. Oh. It's another basement ghost. God damn it. Hey, what's up, Raw? Told you I heard lockers. That wasn't a locker you heard. That was the door of the breaker. I heard the door of the breaker. That's what I heard. Okay. We'll do this. Oh, I don't have sanity. Oh no. Oh no. What's the challenge? It's pinned. Little. It's pinned. Let me schmooze this one too. There we go. Ghost, I need you not to hunt. I have no idea what my sanity is. Uh-oh, stinky. Any Orbeez? I don't think so. Let's try here. We'll try right there. Try our luck. Might get lucky. What does pinned mean? Look at the top of your chat, little. Yeah, there's a message that's at the top of chat. Why he didn't reply me? He definitely did reply me. That's why I said hi, Raw. Yeah. New to Twitch? Yeah, you're good. Yeah, sometimes you're not always going to see a pin message. It just depends on the mods and the streamer. If there's a message that they want people to see, they could put a message in chat and then they can pin it for others. So that we try to do that when we're doing challenges. So it's a little bit easier for you guys to know without me needing to like blast it on the screen and cover the screen with like, this is the challenge we're doing, you know? Yeah. Hey, Callie, how are you? Nuka Dave. Hi, friend. How are you? Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, wife took the kiddos to the pool for a couple hours while I'm streaming. I just saw that just through the hammer. I saw that. What up, Dakota? Can you get phalanges on the breaker door? Yes, you can. So it's probably not going to give us... I mean, it could still be an box snake. I'm not sure. But we'll see. We're watching this for a second to see if we get dots or book. Hope you're having a chill weekend. I am, man. Yesterday was a little stressful. But it was meant to be. It was recital day. So, yeah. Yeah. Megan, thank you for the 1 month. Thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. Welcome in, Laura. Yeah. No, it's just, it was a lot. It was a lot. This past week, they had a lot of rehearsals and all that stuff. And then leading into yesterday, my wife was helping with their, like, backstage with the performance, like helping the littles and all that stuff. Yeah. The recital was great. They did so good, man. They did so freaking good. So it was Izzy and Alex that were in it. They both did great. Yeah. I mean, he does competition dance. She was invited to do competition dance. So it's really cool. Really freaking cool. I don't see Booker writing. So we're just going to assume for now that that's not something I'm going to get. For now. I have a level of fear that this ghost is going to be hunting us soon because I don't know what my sanity is, although we probably are all right. I'm going to bring in an extra book. Let's see what's there. Calling freezing. You know what? I don't have that over there, do I? I don't think I do. Let's get these down there. Difficulty's nightmare. Making avocado toast. Oh my goodness. Ghosty. We know you're above 25? Yeah. Truth. Is the thermo broken? What the fuck? It's literally sitting at 20. Use the cards. Okay, yeah, hold on. It's not working. It's a phantom. Okay, this one's not a 20. Like, is this one legit broken? Or is it literally 20? It just went up to 20. That was very random. That was awfully wraithy. Problem is, I don't have the ability. I don't have the ability. Dude, this game, like, why can't I pick that? Why do I have to aim down there? I'm so... If it's a wraith, that would suck. Yeah, I don't have salt. But what the fuck is going on? JD, thank you for the 6 months. Look. What other ways could you test a wraith? You could go to another random spot in the map and then drop an EMF at your feet. I can borrow your salt? Thanks, man. I think I am, bruh. I think the game's a bug. I don't know, man. I'm checking every room now. Dave, how's your challenge going, man? I thought I saw someone in my room. Dude, I've got nothing. I know, Mary. It's because I'm not giving one person all the attention. They're getting upset. And then a loss. Oh, man. I'm sorry. That's so freaking annoying. Check the basement again? Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I got nothing, man. Did it go upstairs? I could check. Maybe it is. Maybe, like, it moved to here, but then it, like, kept going and it changed again. God damn it. Not this again. Listen. Dude, okay, hold on. I have so many trust issues right now with this ghost. I don't know where it is now. It's gone. And it's gone. Adrian, oh my god. 6 banned items. I guess the thermo. Yeah, the thermo is basically rendered useless. So I guess that is another banned item. That's a very good point. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, you've knocked this painting down. That's eventually going to go through the earth. I'm going to have to use lanterns right now to track you because, well, we have no other way of doing it. I'll just start putting shit randomly around the map. Chihuahua, man. Just got ads. Yeah, I couldn't snooze them anymore. Unfortunate, I could not snooze them anymore. Sound sensor? I mean, I guess. Look at this. Look at this. Like, why is this here? Why does this exist? I heard nothing. I literally heard nothing. Parabolic, I could. I'm really feeling like this is a wraith. What up, Alex? Welcome in, homie. I think it's a wraith. Now, how can we test for a wraith? Well, we could take this, go very, very far away, because we don't even know where the hell the ghost room is, technically. Oh, hi, Frank. Let's go over here. Did I just see dots in there? Yep, it's coming through the floor. That makes sense. Watch it be a mimic, dude. If it's a mimic now, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay. Put this there, put this there, put this there. Please don't kill me. Frank's taking a nap. Yeah. What else do we have for a wraith by chance? For a wraith, we have dots, spirit. Well, I can't do spirit box, so if that's it, we're screwed on that one. No, it can't be a mimic. No, we're joking. Okay, so I'll take this. Take the EMF. I feel like my guess right now is it's going to be spirit box, but we can't do anything about it. That's my guess. Set cameras. Cameras aren't going to tell you if it's a wraith. Yeah. So what we do is we go like this. We can do like here. This is fine. This will work. Hi, Slow. Excuse me. Mr. Cooks. Thank you for the 9 months. Get rid of items. Gotcha. I coughed. It was not Liz sneeze. It was not Liz sneeze. It's your birthday? Happy birthday, dude. Choosing the bed. I'm just getting them away from the EMF. I'm just getting them away from the EMF, so hopefully if it does teleport to us, then it has nothing to interact with. That's the idea here. That's the idea here. Move the frames. Yeah. Yeah, I could move the one. I can't move the other one. This is locked in. Nothing else over here except for these. We can make them a little further away. Make that a little further away. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't teleport on top and hunt. I hope not. If it does, I do have backup smudges in the closet. So we should be okay. We should be okay. We're not playing the viewers, Catan. Which crowd control word for this game? I know. I agree, man. I know, Lyndon. That's why I said happy birthday. After the 4 other messages about your birthday, I know. Man. Are there any ghosts that can stalk you left? No. Banshee and Phantom are... Want to go to a club where people wee on each other? I love you. What? I hate you. Oh my god. People are different, bro. Old Greg will never get old? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're waiting to see if the ghost teleports to us, by the way. That's the reason we're sitting in here. We have a feeling it's a wraith, but we don't know because we honestly can't even find it. It was in the basement and then it's gone. So yeah. If it's a wraith and it teleports to us, this is going to go off. Use salt. Can't. It's banned. There are banned items that we have in this round, and salt is one of them that we're not allowed to use. Yep. Actually, the reason he's sitting there is because he wants to talk with chat. Yeah. Have I seen the Demonologist game? I have. I have. Unfortunately, it's kind of gone downhill. We might just have to get it to hunt, man. It's not... If it is a wraith, it's not teleporting. If it is. Unfortunato. When Mimic can change ghosts, like after a hunt, the Mimic can change. It won't change during a hunt. It'll change after or before at some point. But it could be anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes that the ghost changes what it is. Okay, we're going back downstairs. This is boring as shit. Hey, Pola, how are you? Okay. Why not play salt? I don't have salt. That's so funny. That on. Maybe we check for temps now. Maybe it's adjusted. Maybe it's gotten better. You know? I think, honestly, dude, I think that it's broken. Right now, I think that the temps are broken in this map. Glitched around? I think so. It's my guess. There, the temps are going down finally. Jesus Christ. Glay suffer! Hi, Mr. Glay. Clay, thank you for the 21 months, homie. Jesus Christ. The ghost is down here. The ghost is down here. Pushing buttons and stuff, yeah. Now, is this light on? No, it's not. Okay. I know, we hear you, dude. We get it. Round is very borked. Just destroying these people's houses. Listen, they hired me. They knew what they hired. They did this to themselves. You know what I think we should do? I think we should go take Frank and make this damn thing hunt. Playing Phasmo? Yep. That's my suggestion as of right now, because right now it's not doing shit. Do it? I think we should too. I was hoping that, hey, this would give me something, but nope. At least it's gone down from 20. You bitch. It hit the breaker. If a cursed item forces a hunt, can you still smudge? Yeah. Yeah. Smudge works the same. There we go. Freezing? No. I'm really feeling like it's a wraith now. But we had to sit there for how long? $84 years. Was that dots? No, it was the ghost spawning right there in front of the dots. So the wraith teleported to us, and it was making its way back to its room. I think that this is a wraith. Hey. We sat upstairs. We sat there. We sat there. We sat there. No teleportation. We go to get Frank. All of a sudden, the ghost shows up 2 floors above where its room is. I'm going wraith. I'm going wraith. I don't have salt. That was banned for this round, so I can't check that way, unfortunately. And I also don't have spirit box, which is what I think it is. I think the other evidence is spirit box, but unfortunately that was also banned. Yeah. Unfortunately. Mirio, thank you for the 9 months. Cursed round. Absolutely cursed. Absolutely cursed.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Who would have known that the banned items were what I needed for the round? The salt, motion sensor, spirit box. It seemed so innocent at the time. Lies, deception, deceit. How do we ban the items? So what I did, I've been doing challenges today. So basically, I spin a wheel, and then depending when it lands on, and it landed on the banned items, so we chose someone from chat to do it. Yeah. All right. Let's do another one. What's up, X? How you doing, man? Yeah, we were thinking Wraith for a while, but it just would not do it, which was super unfortunate. Is the ranch soda still left? It is literally the only one that is left. It is the only one that is left. Look. So, what's it gonna be if the wheel spins? Yeah. So it's still there. Yeah. Little update, still in the hospital. Oh, Court. Thank you for keeping us posted, friend. I appreciate you. I hope that everything's going well, though. What's up, Ghost? Welcome in. Use that ranch soda in a salad. You use the ranch soda in a salad. Ugh. All right, what's next? Oh, this isn't going to be good. I got to play one game with a controller. That's going to be interesting because, well, we obviously don't play with a controller. I say obviously, but literally Tom mains controller on Phas. So this is going to be weird. Oh boy. Oh boy. I got a cable here somewhere. Hold on. Hold on. Gonna be interesting. It's gonna be something, man. It's gonna be something. Up really is smudge. Whoa. Whoa, that was weird. Xbox or PS? Steam. What do you mean, Xbox or PS? A little dusty. Haven't used it in a minute. All right, give me a sec. This cable's being weird. Give me a second. Hi, Rafa. Why are you being weird, cable? Just do the thing. Why is it doing this? Sorry, cable's being weird. I have a backup cable. I'm just trying to make sure it works. Well, shit. Unfortunately, it works. Unfortunately. Oh. All right. Oh my God. The turning is just, it feels slow, man. The turning feels so slow. Oh. How are you, Mr. Alpha? Good to see you, dude. Okay. So there's that. Look at the D-pad. Funny enough, we still don't have the ability to go from here over to the other side. We have to go back and forth. Tutorial for controller? Yeah, seriously, man. Turn the sensitivity up. I might have to. I think for my sake, we might do that. Okay. Where am I doing this? This is how you know we're on controller too, because you can see that. It's painfully slow. I know. Hey, Wask, welcome in. Please, Dale. Sunny restricted. Oh my, just getting into Phas nice, man. Let's do Bleeze. We're going to try Bleeze. Oh, didn't want to do that. Okay. I should invest in a steering wheel controller. I still have my Guitar Hero controller back there. It's been a while since we've played Phasmo with it. It's been a while. But could it be worth a try, you know? Okay, Phasmo with a controller. It's been probably over a year since I've tried it, so we're going to try it. Sunny restricted is fun. It is fun. I would agree. I suggested that. Wait, you suggested what? A steering wheel would be hilarious because you could hit the gas to run. Playing Phasmo with what? A controller. A controller. You're dead. No, we're fine. We're fine. No, we're not. I'm not going to make it out of here alive. What is this? Is it? Okay, it's the trigger. So X is pick up. That's trigger. What's the mouse and stuff? Hold on. Okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Phoenix, if you could. Yes, please. Yeah, you can take down the one that's there. All right. Flashlights, thermo, EMF. How you turn it on? So that's how you switch. That makes sense. A's turn on. Okay. You can't. All right, hold on. Hold on. I don't know why it's not letting you. That's dumb. That's dumb. There we go. Thank you, friend. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Wild, how are you? Okay. A. I think opening doors is going to be the tough one. Oh, smudge. I'm going to burn so many. Okay, that's not it. Oh, that's how. Shit. How do you? Oh, it's okay. It's right trigger. Okay. I was like, that doesn't make sense. It's the trigger. Yeah. Okay. That didn't make sense to me. So triggers for the doors. Okay. Triggers for the doors. It's a skill issue. Yeah. It's a skill issue. Shit. Hello? We're here. I don't know what the push to talk button is either. Thank you. Hey. Always catch the videos. Hey, appreciate it, man. Hope you know how to play. I don't know. It's all gonna be news to me. Right bumper is talk. That's my right bumper. What do you mean? My right bumper just switched all the items around. Ghost, be kind. We're new here. Try left. Boat! How do I pick you up? Yeah, let's go. Need Tom in your ears. Hey! Muggy, thank you for the prime. It's harder because I have a controller in my hands. Must be set differently. I might be. All right, those are open. That's good. LB is push to talk. Okay. I mean, I could test that. I could do this. Maybe. Shit. Oh, God damn it. I can't even. What was that? Ooh, Y is global. Okay. I could always do global too. No, I was trying to test to be able to see myself talking in the game with push to talk, but unfortunately it changes the menu. Yeah. Should take a picture of the bone for extra money. Well, there's no point if I'm not going for a perfect run. If I'm going for a perfect run, then I can just get photos that are not the bone and it'll be fine. Yeah. Ghosty. Where are you? Hey, Clockwork. Did I just hear it? You mugger. All right. How did I throw shit? How did I throw you? B. Okay. sniffing crossplay. You will be able to. You will be able to. Yeah. Let's check for the breaker while we're here. I don't think I saw it by the front door, did I? It's there. Shit. Shoista. Not a shade. We don't know that. It didn't throw. I wasn't in the room when it threw an item. It absolutely could still be one. VR Faz? Yep. I've got some old videos with it. Yeah. I actually just made I just made a remark inside of the partner chat where I said they used to have something in VR that allowed for monitor smoothing, which was really nice for creators or people recording the game because it made it really smooth. It just made the viewing experience so much better. But they removed it, and if I recall, I believe they removed it because people were turning it on not knowing what it was, and it was their computers were going ham because it was using more resources. So yeah. Can you play on PlayStation? No, it's not available yet. Not available yet. All right, Ronald Strafen. Let's see what we can do. Delphine, hello. So let's take... Wait, I can see my sanity. Oh yeah, 75. How do I place you? Okay, left. Okay. Left. Left is how we place. Got it. Left trigger for me. It's gonna be, it's it's gonna be tricky. Okay, I need to get away from that. We got that. Okay, we're good. How do I turn you on? Yeah, there we go. We're figuring it out, man. We got this. We got it in the bag. Got it in the bag. Unless it hunts, then I don't have it in the bag. Playing Xbox? No, playing with an Xbox controller. Turn on the fan. There's an orbicle. Okay. Place you there. Let's do this there. They just tried to murder me, I think. Let me pick you up. No freezing yet. Roger that. You've been trying to use coins to change lights. It's a channel point redeem. It's probably on cooldown. When it says out of stock, that means it's on cooldown. That's what that means. Yeah. Well, yeah, controller is difficult when you just are used to playing keyboard. It would be like you play you play controller nonstop all day, every day, and then I need you to play this next game, KBM. Like, okay, good luck. Best of luck to you. Hard with the controller. It's just wonky if you're not used to it. If you're not used to it, it's wonky. That's all. Hey, zombie. Sometimes mobile redeems break. Yeah. All right, we're not seeing dots right now. So far, I just have orbs. It just threw the book, so probably not going to be writing. Unless it throws the book upside down, then somehow still writes, which would be super freaking interesting. Just waiting on the Guitar Hero challenge. Listen, I would have to get it all set up again. All right. Evidence. Orbs. That's all we have so far. How do I get out of this screen? Okay. Let's bring this guy. Let's bring this guy. And bring this guy. It's my sanity. 75 still? I don't trust myself. I don't trust me. Give me one of those. That's... Nope. There we go. Got it. Got it. Where's the wifey? Hanging with the kiddos. They wanted to go swimming, so they decided to go while I was strimming. Yeah. Zombie. Zombie, thank you for the prime. You just got here, friend. All right. That's... How do I turn you off? Fuck. Got it. Okay, it's the right trigger. I'll get there. Just relax. Just give me time. Just give me time. All right, place you. Left. 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 There we go. All right. Oh, God. Where are you? Works. Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you near? How far away are you? Are you very ugly? I bet you are. And Jesus Christ, don't try to murder me with a basketball. I know I called you ugly, but shit. Hello? Where are you? Okay. Let's pick this up. No freezies. It also hasn't walked in the salt, which is super suspicious. I don't know how to get to the screen easily. They did not like the ugly comment. No, they were not a fan. They were not a fan. Ghost, can you go for a walk, please? Following on YouTube for a long time. I appreciate you, zombie. Arrow keys, I believe. Ah, it's the back button. The back button takes you right there. There we go. We got her. We got her. And for a wraith. It better not be a wraith. I don't know why I'm not getting anything else, though. It's unprofessional. Oh, you son of a bitch. Listen to this jerk. Banshee Hantu Obake. If it's a Hantu, we're gonna have freezing, and I haven't had freezing yet, so I don't think it is. I don't think it's gonna be. Haven't played Phas in so long. Husband still plays. Been on Palia. I have a few friends that are still playing a lot of Palia for sure. But what about Mimic? Well, listen, I'm so sorry. I don't have freezing. Do I play with the controller? This round I do. This one I do. What's our sanity? 86. Okay, we're still fine. Let's get you. Get you. Let's try this. Let's try this. Fake orbs. I mean, if it's fake orbs, that means I'm going to get Spirit Box, which I was not getting. And I would get orbs, which I was not getting. So far, it is not proven to be a Mimake. Not that we can tell. Turn on the fan again. Let's try that there. That'll be fine. I hear ya. Shut up. Let's go over here for kicks. No Frank. I'm gonna put this. This. Let's see. So we have Banshee Hantu Obake. Saying is high. Yep. And I want it to be. I want it to be. We hear ya. Home slice. Handprint. Maybe. You know, I could check. It's not a bad idea. Okay, it's normal. Kill. Oh, thank you for the special message, friendo. There we go. Thank you for the power up, Holmes. Oh, Mr. Kill. How are you, my friend? They're freezing. There wasn't freezing. No, we could see our breath, which means it's below 5 degrees, but it wasn't freezing. Not yet, anyway. A banshee scream would be cool. I didn't see any message about it. You still don't see it? Kill, that's so weird you don't see it. Yeah, if you're on mobile, you don't have it. I don't know when they're going to bring it to mobile. Programmer cooked a 2500 control unit. Now I get to replace. What? Why do people keep messing everything up at your job, Tornizan? Tell them to knock it off. No, Daigo, it's everywhere. Everywhere. We're getting no banshee screams, man. Guess what will be the upcoming challenge? You don't have to guess. You can see what they all are. It's on a cycle. It's on our 6-month rotation. Little chitter chatter. What's up, Rocket? Welcome in. His program was writing dump speed tonalizer, and then it didn't do anything, and now it doesn't work. Why? Why what? Why can't it be twins? Because we have ghost orbs and ultraviolet, so twins are gone. Yeah. 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 Yo, what's up, wifey? I am having a good day. How about you, friend? Listen, if it's a banshee, it's not stalking us. It's not giving us the banshee scream, so I'm really feeling like it's probably not. Doesn't mean it's not. It just means it's being lame. So let it be lame. Math Man! What up, friendo? Oh my goodness. Welcome in, peeps. How we doing? Don't mind me. I look like a brand new baby Phasmo player as I try to play on controller for one round. Oh my god. Math! How the heck are you doing, dude? I saw that, Yeet. I saw that. Yeah, let's do this for now. Let's do this for now. Guys, go follow my amazing teammates. Go follow Mr. Mathman. Amazing freaking Phasmo player. Super educated when it comes to all the things. Phasmo, streaming, content creation. Man has a separate YouTube channel literally dedicated to content creation and trying to grow. Yeah. Hey, Nikki, welcome in. All right, we'll watch this for a second while we talk. While we chit chat. Dr. Green, hello. So we have a ghost. Well, I'm doing challenges today. So we're just randomly spinning the challenge wheel. And this one we land on, what landed on was a controller game. So obviously we are KBM. And this is tough. When you're not used to it, this is tough. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. But welcome in, guys. If you are a father, happy Father's Day. Whether it is a fur child or a normal child, you can still celebrate it, absolutely. Pressed N, thank you. Thank you, Song. Well, the orbs could absolutely be fake, but that would also mean I would get Spirit Box and I would also get freezing. And I'm not getting either of those, which is making me super suspicious. Yeah. So we're watching this for a second while we talk to you guys. I'm a cat dad. Does that count? 100%. 100%. No, thank you guys. I appreciate you. The fur child's watching with you. Hey, my fur child's upstairs. But then the other children are are swimming at the moment. Yeah. So we'll give it a second. We'll see if that door moves and we see nothing on it, then I'm gonna think Obake, and Obake didn't leave a print. Yeah. The ghosty options are Banshee, Hantu, Obake. I was trying to do a Banshee. I don't know, man. I've had some weird ghosts today. Really weird ghosts today. We had what was the ghost I had on Willow? It was a Banshee, right? I had a Banshee that never changed rooms on a Nightmare game that was like a half an hour long. Never changed rooms. Not once. Got to hand it to the ghost. I love a good banshee too when it's a good banshee. Any ghost that's being a butthole, I'm just going to assume is a banshee right now. Yes, I'm doing this one. I'm doing on professional, so that way it's not too wacky. Nothing too crazy. It's throwing stuff out at the camera now. Oh boy. But we'll see. Math, I appreciate you, man. I hope that stream went well. Hope you guys were having a blast with math today. It will be freezing. It will 100%, but that doesn't mean that it's not being a pain in the button, like not hiding it, but taking forever. There's a handprint. I like how the door didn't move at all. It just walked up and just did like a light little tap. Love the stream. You are doing the all difficulty challenge, but all tier 1 equipment, right? Did I see that correctly? It moved slightly. Oh, okay. Tier 1 equipment, dude. Oof. Oof. Oh, thank you, Zell. Appreciate you. Is that 6? No. No, the 6-finger handprint is way more obvious. Died last moment to a demon. Oh, no. You swear you saw EMF 5 on the board? Really? I mean, if it is, then we would definitely get the handprint at some point. Because that jump looked like it, right? It definitely looked like it. It's really pissed. It keeps chucking everything. I would love to get the 6-finger handprint. I would love for you guys to see that. I know some people probably haven't seen it before. Hey, Sinky, what's up? I think I saw you in chat. Finstream, right? Anyhow, how are you doing today? I'm good. Good to see you. Right with you on Obake? Yeah. I think so too. It's being lame. We're going to go back inside. We're going to take one of these. Take another one. We're going to go face it to the window. Sanity-wise, we should be okay. First time you saw a 6-finger handprint, it was with a mimic. Yikes. But we should get EMF 5. I'm taking these in, so I don't have to keep picking them up and dropping them. That's my strategy right now. That's the strat. All right. We're going to take... let's take another crucifix. We can do it. There we go. We got it. Yeah, Sebastian, I am. Yeah. Never actually had an Obake in any of the runs. What up, Space? Okay. Let us go visit our ghosty and hopefully not die. It's throwing a lot of shit. All right, we'll put that one there. I know I have another one in here somewhere. Don't I? There it is. Gimme. We'll put this one over here. Oh, pfft. All right, we'll turn this one on. Maybe I can put this one here. And we can go like that. There we go. Freezing. I don't think, but it could be. No, still not. Nope. Put that there. There we go. There we go. We're ready. We're ready for an Obake check. Not good until you complete kills no sound challenge. Yeah. Ghosty. What's your name? Yeah. Ronald Strafen. Gosh darn it. I hate this. I hate this. Son of a bitch. There we go. Ronald. Ronald Strafen. Ronald, I need you. Ronald? How do I turn on the night vision? I found it out. Ronald? Ronald? Hello? Ronald, are you in here? What the? Don't forget to turn. I'll forget. 100%. Give me. Temps are going up here. I think it's still here. But now we don't have light out here because the ghost is a jerk. Ronald, touch the door. Ronald. Give me this. We're going to travel with this. We're going to travel with this. Ronald. Where are you? Mr. Norris, thank you, friend. Ronald, please. Will you please do something? Tut. Who throws a shoe? Versus 2 or 3 dots. Yeah, they're not the best, but it's fine. It's giving us a little bit of extra light, but we haven't had dots in here at all. So I can probably turn it off. There we go. Ghosty! Ronald! God damn it, Ronald, please. Hey, Jordy. There's not much I can do, man. You said something. The shoes or something. You're killing me, Smalls. This mother... Escape, firelight, and 25%. Shit. Oh boy. Escape, firelight, and 25%. This should be interesting. Let's see for the Banshee Scream. I can't get the Banshee Scream from an Abake. Yeah. Alright, we need firelights. What's my sanity right now? 60. Well, it's getting there. We are getting within hunting range. I guess technically I only need one of these. We'll grab that with us and hopefully not die. Pro settings, yeah. Yeah. What the hell was that, Pam? How do I like this? Hey. Is that how you burn a smudge too? We might have to burn one for practice. We might have to burn a smudge to practice. You say something? Here, we'll give it that. Give me. Got the firelight. Stone controller? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I've got a smudge. We need escape in 25. I don't know. Did I see the cursed? Queen Salem, hi friend. What's up, Maya? Did I see what the cursed was? Oh, I need to burn one just to make sure. All right, it's A. All right. Confirmed. Confirmed. I just wanted to make sure. I can hide here. That'll work. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. No cards. No mirror. No music box. Is it the frickin' circle? I don't think I saw the paw in there. See you, Chris? And we don't have hiding here, right? Negative. Okay. Oh boy. Oh shit, it's the paw. Okay. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Put that there. We have the other smudge at the ready. We're gonna get the paw. I somehow burned the smudge with a button that was not A. Uh-oh. Okay. Apparently I can burn it with multiple buttons. I didn't press A. I think I pressed X. Oh, fuck it. I wish to trap the ghost. See? Peace. Okay. A is smudge. A is smudge. Why would I wish for knowledge? What does the hand do? It gives you wishes, and there are certain things that you can wish for to help you in your investigation. Yeah. Because why not? So we know what the ghost is. We have all 3 pieces of evidence, but we should wish for knowledge because... why not? Makes sense if you don't think about it. You don't live a lot in this game, do you? Lucy Lou, welcome in. Oh no. I did a thing. I did a thing. Oh no. Let's do this. I have an idea. I wished for sanity. I wish for fog. Drop that there. There we go. Any plans to play with viewers on the 24-hour? If we reach the monthly goal by then yes. Oh, hey, how are you? I don't need you here right now. Oh, fucking hell. I keep trying to flip the switch and I keep burning the smudge. Well, okay, the last thing that we have to do is escape. So I'm not touching anything else. Oh, son of bitch. Controlled. Yeah, I got controlled. Okay. This is it. God damn it. Mal, it's tough when you're not used to it, man. Did it just kill the power? Or was that... Hey, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you, man. Okay. It killed the power. To make me play in ways I wouldn't normally. It's not a bad idea at all. Okay. A is smudge. A is smudge. Okay, it's done. A is smudge. That was... Wait. Why was it so delayed? Fire Dragon, thank you for the prime. I was like, I hear a hype train, but I don't see anything. Cause choo-choo. I needed to come back downstairs. Path back down here. Come on. I don't want to press any other buttons, I'm afraid. Hey, how are ya? Oh, I escaped anyway. I was like, oh, it ended, but it saw me. We're okay. Run. Run. Trains are slow, okay? Hey, Zane. Oh, we got it. We got it. We're Gucci. We're fine. We're fine. I don't have any more smudges, so that's something. But yeah, there we go. Our goal was to do the objectives, get the Hey Shark. Angel, thank you. Thank you. Now go get photos. I don't know. I don't know if I know how to take a photo. My sanity is also very, very tanked. I kind of want to leave it that way to get this salt down. Take a test photo. I gotta get up there first. Here. Okay. We have the paw as well. I could try to take a picture of the paw. That's not a paw. That's a burnt smudge. Did you get Sandy first? I don't want to. Thank you, Lago. A. All right. It's A. Thank you, Doom. Thank you guys for the hype train. Appreciate you guys. Much love. So that's not good. I needed to do the ting. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that was so loud. Blood Raven. Hush Revolver, welcome in. Thank you, Otter. Day's going very well, friend. Very, very well. Break of So I see this hype train is built on gigantic emotes. Raising the roof. What up, dude? I'm waiting here because if it events on me, I don't want it to event in the hiding spot. Because if it events in the hiding spot, it could know where I am. You have a gigantic emote. That's fine. That's fair. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm still hunting. Tom's dumpy. Done. Okay. Do I try my luck? I need 4 more. Did I find the bone? Did I find the bone? No? Okay. You found it at the start? Wait, what? Did I find it? I think I did. I think I did. I think I found it and got excited and just picked it up. Uh-oh. Ghost fart. Num num. That's right, because... somebody said to take a picture of it, and then we were like, oh, don't worry about it. Hey, what's up, Iron? Wyatt, good to see you. Hey, Marble Boy. How are you? All right. Give me that. Give me you. Let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs. Nope. Nope. Hey, what's up, Balmore? Got it. Is it hunting? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. Possibly still a mimic. No, we have EMF 5. It's literally, it's impossible for it to be a mimic. I just don't know if it's hunting or not. Light? I'm using the lights to know if it's hunting still or not. All right. You think now I know it's hunting? You piece of shit. It either ate the crucifix or it turned off the power again. What a dick. Wait. That should count. I hope that counted. It should have. Okay, it's done. The dangerous part of this is going to be getting the hell out. That's going to be the dangerous part. I'm going to have to wait for it to get done hunting and then run, I think. The nom needs to be longer? You might have to find a longer one. Why are you not leaving? Because I'm trying to get a perfect game. Thank you. If only it wasn't 3 floors. I know. It's been pathing upstairs every single time. Hi, Tater. Oh my god. Yeah, so for anybody confused, we're playing around with controller and we're trying to now get a perfect game. So yeah. We need a pick. Yeah, so I want to do this. So now we're going to do this. This should be enough to get us above. What I can do is I can take this one of these guys in there with one of these and one of these. Oh yeah, we're rocking. All right. We should be good. We should be good. Fuck. Doesn't matter too much. But Ghosty is here, or it should be here. Definitely was. Is that Cruci bit for a second time? There we go. Doesn't matter. It don't matter. There it is. Let's see, photos. 3, 3. We've got 3. All the objectives. Boom. Boom. He's trying to give us a beer. What a kind lad. I'm just not made for controller anymore, man. I used to be an Xbox guy. I was Xbox. That was my main console. And then when I switched to PC, I never looked back. So playing with controller every now and then is a bit jarring. 'Tis a bit jarring, but we got our Ghosty. It's no Bake. We got all the objectives. We got everything. Get me out. Get me out of there. Tater, I hope you're having a good Father's Day, friend. Oh, Wabake.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Man, spicy ass ghost. Spicy ass ghost. There we have it. I don't know how to click next. How do I click you? I'll just let him go out. It's fine. Oh my goodness. Well, there we go. Perfect controller game. GG's. GG's. Surprised you're live today? Oh no. There's zero reason I wouldn't be. I mean, it's Father's Day, so I've been hanging out with the fam. I hung out with them all day yesterday and then hanging out with them all day today too. Yeah, they went to the pool without me. That's all. Gamer Wolf, thank you for the biddies. All right, give me the... I'm getting... Goodbye. Oh, that's nicer. Oh, that's so nice. We can move again. Yay. Yay. Oh my goodness. Gamer Wolf. Good to see you, friend. Thank you again. That was the right thing to do. Listen, man. Listen. Technically speaking, streaming is like a second job. So, you know. You only play on controller? So does Tom. Tom's always the one I think of with controller. All right. We might have time for one more. Might have time for one more. Let's do the ting. Thank you, Paranormal. Stuck in ads. Oh, no, you didn't. I was just getting the photos. You didn't miss anything. I just finished getting photos. You didn't miss anything. Alrighty. What's it gonna be this time? Locked in. Well, crap. Locked in. That means once I walk in the house, I can't leave until we're done. Can't leave until we're done. Would we rather do, listen, I know that's what we landed on for the wheel. Would we rather do locked in or chat his ears? One day I should really teach you how to do last man standing. I need to play it. I need to do it, honestly. Chat, I feel like people want chat his ears, and that's why like I'm more than willing to do it. Chat his ears. Chat his ears. Chat his ears. I know we spun the wheel, but I think we'll do chat his ears anyway. So where are we going to do it? That's the real question. Where? The disaster that is chat his ears. I think it's a good one to end on too. I think you're right. I think you're right. Ridge could be good. Thank you, Mayor. Those larger maps are going to be a pain in the butt, dude. We're going to be walking around for a straight hour, especially if people are hearing ambient noises and not knowing. Hey, Luna. That'll be a pain in the tush. High school. Get out of here. Let's do Ridge. All right. We'll do... let's do Nightmare. Yeah? So, chat his ears. Nightmare. Ridgeview. I like Ridgeview a lot. This is going to be spicy because with Nightmare, that means that with the speed of the ghost, I'm somewhat dependent on you guys. So our two pieces of evidence that we're going to get are going to be crucial in what we're going to do. So best of luck to us, I suppose. But that also means, let me make sure I mute the music first. All right, music is muted. Headphones are off.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the
To be
equipment.
very clear, I do not need to know the noises that I make. I need to know the noises that the ghost makes. To be very clear here. House creak. You could at least wait till I'm in the house to say it. Gosh darn it. What do we have? Helen Kemper. 25% escape and motion sensor. I hear flash. They're not real ears. They're fake. They're prosthetics. They're not real. Okay. Well, we are going to get a cursed possession, so let's try to find it. Flashlight turned on. Thank you. God, I hate you guys like a decent amount, you know? Door open. Did you really hear a door open? How far away was the door? Did it sound muffled? Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't hear her. I didn't know until she came at me. Jesus Christ. Might not be able to hear the game, but you can still get jump scared. Holy shit. Oh, there was a phone buzz. Where is there a phone near the kitchen? Is it in... There's a phone inside of Master, right? Maybe she did it through the wall. She might have done it through the wall. Charlie, hello, friend. It was a muffled phone. Really? And then she did that downstairs? Interesting. On the front door table. Is there a phone right here? On the front door table? What? Or is there a phone right here? No, I don't think so. Let me check temps. Hold on. I hear dots. Shut up. temps are not that cold here. Shit. I hear dots. God, bunch of nerds. Let me get the juice on so I can see. I can't hear unless I can see. You know what I mean? Check the master. Yeah, we totally will. I hear temperature. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it, man. God, now it feels like I have however many kids are in chat right now. Oh, shit. It's not a mayor. Oh. It's all kinds of spicy. Oh, yeah. We see our temps in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. It threw Bun Bun. Yeah. That's a orbital. Roger that. Okay, put that there. Put that there. Ceiling fan noises. You know, you guys are going to get yours one day. I just want you to be aware of that. You know? Eric, hi, Baho. How are you, dude? You can sense a mimic. I don't know what I sense right now. I sense chat being chat. That's what I sense. Doing well, busy today. Oh man, I was busy the other day whenever you guys were playing. Was that Dots? When you guys were playing Midnight Heist and I tried to catch up on it. I want to go back and watch more. Maybe not. Maybe it was not. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. We'll watch this for a second. See if we get dots. See if we get book. If we don't, we'll go back in and try for more. You hear orbs? You're one of those who turns the radio off when driving backwards. Wait, what? I don't know what the hell that means. I hear man talking to camera. Maybe put a microphone in the room. Oh, I could. Yeah, I absolutely could. That's not a bad idea. That ain't a bad idea at all. I hear crime. Yeah, it's crime. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you friendly? Are you angry? Where the hell are you? Okay, nothing. Nilch. Oh shit. Oh, we got footies. We've got footies. Okay. We have this. So it's not you, guaranteed. Banshee Obake. Banshee Obake. I don't know. I don't know. Let me do this then. Okay. Banshee Obake. I have zero trust in you guys. Could still be a mimic. Absolutely. Absolutely could be. Yeah. We'll see though. Rude. I'm trustworthy. Can we get a check on Break of Daylight's chat logs, please? Thank you. I'd appreciate it. Some of us actually try to help, sir. Hey, Paxton, good to see you. Checked. It's, yeah, I figured as much. That sounds right. All right, we're going to take this, and this. Take this. Sosa. I can't hear the Banshee. You guys are going to have to hear it. Not me, you. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over here Turn that on. And then we're going to put this here. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was the ghost literally with me? Dude, are you serious right now? It followed me into the garage. All right, hold on. Let's do this. More of a visual of like, hey, it's coming at us. It's coming right for us. Here, let's do this. Do this. All right. She loves me. I don't want her love. What, did it just talk? Did it just talk? Or it threw something? Oh, okay. This mother effer is coming all the way over here now. Well, what was that? It was a 15.8. More dishes? Okay. Okay. We're very, very, very sus of a banshee right now. Door. Oh. I don't know if the decibel readings are going to really give me anything. Oh, that's a normal whisper? Okay. It has not come back over here yet. Why would it not be a banshee? Dude, is it really? What is it doing? Was that the scream? Did it do it? Or was there a blurp? Hold on. Was there a blurp? Really? Hold on. Hold on. I gotta get back to the chat. Hold on. Oh, you're rude. It was not real. It was fake. It was not real. It was fake. Oh. Break of daylight. So rude. More whispers? Okay. It has not come back over here yet to stalk us, which is awfully interesting. It's so rude. It's so rude. Pay attention to chat. If somebody plays a blurp, you're going to see a little blurp message. They get ratted out. They get ratted out. That's so mean. Another creek. Okay. See, this is suspicious. It seemed like the ghost was just following us along, but now it's not. How can you work with these people? You know, I don't know. Another creek. Okay. You've had a glitch recently. Really? Only heard whispering so far. Yeah. Imagine if it is a mimic. Dude, imagine. I probably should go check. Mr. Doc. Hello, my friend. Oh my God, 29 months with this beautiful manzes. Holy smokes. Mr. Doc, how are you doing, dude? Guys, follow these amazing peeps. Go follow Mr. Doc. A voice that could make a Wolverine purr. It's still there. Okay. All right. Let's go back in. I am all that is man. All right, let's go check. If it starts hunting, I'm in deep dung. Hey, can you do like an Obake print or something? That'd be so cool. It's not freezing. You hear EMF going off? We have no winder prints. No winder prints. None. Nilch. Nada. No winder prints. Did you hear footsteps? Did she walk in the other salt? What? Come on, ghosty shorts. Door? Nanor? Nanor! There we go. We really think you're a banshee, you jerk. Well, I can't check that. Jerk. Here, let's turn this off. That's useless. That's useless. Check spirit box again? Sure. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Where are you? Are you close? Did you play the guitar? They said you played the guitar. Where are you? Are you near? Hello? Yeah, I would know if there's a response. It's redlining, so it's not it. It's not it. Normal print. I hear there's a ghost in there. Hi, Oleg. Good to see you, friend. Let's go back over and chill, yeah? Door again? Mother... The second I walk away. Near, far, wherever you are. Oh, okay. Another normal print. Don't you do that to me. Tier 1 ghost. Come on, do the roar. Do it. Do it. Hi, coach. All right, let's see if it'll stalk me now. What? I have 2 of these in here. Music box? It's not real. It's not real. Raising the roof. Thank you for 2 months. What was that? What was that? Normal whisper? Okay. I hear a subscription. Raising the roof. It's so good to see you again, homie. It does like to whisper. I mean, would a normal ghost really roam all the way over here the first time? Like, I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. Come on. Come this way. Roxy! Roxy, thank you for gifting a sub. Oh my god. My cat Sandy is labeled. Oh, hi Sandy. What evidence do we have? We have ultraviolet and ghost orbs. So the thought right now is that it's a banshee because it followed me all the way in here before. There's no vent. Look at the... Nope. Nope. There's a blurb. There's a blurb. Don't get fooled. It followed me all the way in here before, but it hasn't done it again. Two hours later. Mimic could explain why it's not following. But it's not giving us spirit box. It's not giving us freezing or any of that. Yeah. Jennifer, welcome in. Thank you for the sub. Oh my, Rizmus. Yeah, Coach's name on Steam is the Rizzler. She runs around DBD telling people to get rizzed on. Yeah, only 2 evidence. Yeah. Dreamlight, welcome in. Like, I want you to just picture this. If this is a banshee, banshees are supposed to stalk their target, right? Let's pretend this is a banshee. What if it's a banshee? We've been sitting in here for how long with no ghost coming in here to us? We might just have to go find the cursed, make it hunt, and watch it I hear some yapping going on. Should probably go tell your mom to shut up. Was it another blurb? So, what? Oh, it's going to get me. It's 1,000,000% going to get me. Although, is that the ghost to the right of me over here? It's a creek. Okay. Okay. F it. Reducing sanity doesn't change the rate at which the ghost is going to stalk their target. The fact that the ghost has not is super freaking weird. Toss a coin. No, we'll make it hunt. We'll make it hunt. Let's check and see if it touched anything over here while we were gone. I'm going to sneeze. Okay, we're good. Thank you. Flash sneezed. Okay. Let's go find out what the cursed is. I think we looked in here and saw nothing. Let's go upstairs. Yeah, thank you, Wesk. Yep. 100%. Thank you. I appreciate the reminder. No paw. Okay. Don't die. Roger that. My favy. It's a box of music. So. We need to get rid of these. It's the holy hand grenade. Depends who you're talking to. Right, Rizzler? EMF. Did he, maybe it touched Nanor? Hey, did you touch Nanor? Dude, you really suck. Like, look how much shit it's touching here. Like, nothing. We have confirmed 1,000,000% ultraviolet, and it's not touching anything. Now it touched a door. I hate it here. DK's controlling the ghost. All right, we have crucifix. I should probably put this over here just to be safe. We have crucifix. Let's go get the other ones too. It hid fingerprints first time, right? No, we don't know. We don't know if it hid them or not. No, if it hid them, we would know. All right. This just in case too. What does the music box do again? It's an event that starts a hunt. Just because the Obake has forced fingerprints does not mean that it can't be a banshee. All right, we have all of our smudgies here. We are at the ready to watch this beesh. So we get that guy, we get that guy. I have nowhere to hide, but I'm not worried about hiding. It's fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna chuck that mother effer. Oh, I threw it and picked it up instantly. Okay. Hi, Rhonda. Oh, you son of a bitch. Obake. You're telling me that this Obake followed me all the way into the garage. Either that or we were duped and it did not follow us in there, and for some reason the motion sensor was going off anyway. Right now, that's my guess. Right now, that's my guess. We have no freezing. We had no spirit box. We watched it shapeshift 5 times. It did not set. Oh, ooh. I didn't even notice that. Did you realize that I have a motion sensor freaking objective? Those 2 times that I sat the motion sensor down and it went off was a bug. I just realized I had that as an objective. Must have been the wind. Son of bitch. What a turd. All the waiting was for nothing. Hey, it's better than nothing though. I'd rather check. A bug in Phas? What? All right, I'm not worried about the perfect on this one. We had enough with this one. I just want the motion sensor to go off. Shower's on, that's okay. It should shower after all that. It should shower. Get out of the shower and mark the box. Let's go. Thank you for the follows. Oh, I just had a stroke. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. Mark the box. It's over there. It just has to walk into the motion sensor. Unless the motion sensors are completely just wrecked for some reason this round, and I don't know why. Shape-shifting's hard work. See you, little. Have a good one, man. Does changing the FOV make a difference? It just makes it so I can see this a little better. That's all. So nice. So nice. Now, to lower our sanity to 25, that would be where you use the curse possession to lower it, but I was not too worried about it. That's okay. All right, let's get out of here. If I got mimicked, I'm going to be upsetty spaghetti. Very upsetty spaghetti. Yeah, so there must be a bug right now with the motion sensors I didn't know about. Oh, okay. The 2 motion sensor hits that we had, the one over near the piano and then the one over in the garage. I just totally blanked and didn't even realize that this was an objective. Never actually set it off. That's why I was thinking Banshee in the first place. Nope. Had the hunt, saw the shapeshift a bunch of times. Nice. Done and done. Sometimes doors set it off. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. I have a Banshee that for 30 minutes never changes rooms. Like, come on, man. Yeah, the motion sensor went off by the environment. Yeah, exactly. All right, it is almost 5 o'clock. It is almost 5. I think that's our time. Are we doing the wheel? What wheel? The challenge wheel? That's what we were doing. Yeah. Yeah. Tubes, thank you guys. Appreciate the loves, friends. I'll be live again tomorrow. Yeah. But I appreciate everything, guys. Thank you for chilling with me, as always. As always, much loves. Tiki Tax, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow, friends. Let's go find someone to raid. Get you guys out of here so you can go enjoy your Father's Day. Yeah. Yeah, stick around. Let me give you raid commands. Why don't you upgrade incense? Because I don't want to. It's just a preference thing. I prefer the tier 1 over the other ones. Because just because you can upgrade things to tier 3 doesn't mean it's the move. Why buy time? Because it is past my stream time and it's Father's Day and I would like to go hang out with my family. I know, crazy talk. I know. Any dinner plans? Honestly, man, I told them, I was like, I just want it to be super chill. We might honestly just order pizza and hang out. Pick a special meal. I didn't want anything crazy. I also don't want her to have to work extra hard for any reason whatsoever. Just easy pizza, you know? Having Chinese? Oh, I love Chinese. Chinese food is so good. Thank you, Linz. Thank you. One pizza now. Sorry. Thank you, Coffee. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow, too. Pizza Sunday. Guys, if you are not subbed, there's a raid command for you. If you are subbed, there's one for you. And we have a few creepy little tier 3s. That's for you. Having steak. Oh, I love steak ranch pizza. You shut your butt. You shut your butt. All right. Let's see here. Thank you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, man. If you were here for a little bit the whole time, I appreciate you guys spending time with me on Father's Day. I appreciate it. You guys mean a lot to me. So, of course, I wanted to be alive for at least a bit. At least a bit. All right, let's go there. Whoop. Oh, Caesar salad. I love Caesar salad. I could eat that every day of my life. The internet dad. No, I love Caesar. Caesar's so good. Thank you, Song. Happy Father's Day to you, friend. So good. Okay. I know where we're going, friends. I know where we're going. As for the ranch soda that's sitting in here, it's literally the only soda that's in there. That will be, I was not going to do it today, even if we did hit it. But the next time we do hit, it's there. The wheel is there for no reason, just to be stupid, just to be dumb. Don't forget our 24-hour is going to be on, what is it? The 29th? What day did I say? What day did I say? Yeah, there you go. The 29th. There it is. Gotta give yourself a Father's Day present. I did. This was it. This was my Father's Day gift to me. Getting to stream and hang out with you guys. That was my gift to me. That was my gift. On the calendar, I appreciate you, man. I'll try to say hi at TwitchCon. No worries, 90. Yeah, I know. And not, that's the gift to me, and not drinking that ranch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let us go say hi to one of our amazing midnight teammates, Mr. Kilo7. Someone was asking me. Someone was asking me earlier about, God damn it, cow, about Midnight Heist. And the next time I'm going to play it, Kill's playing it right now. I don't know exactly who he's playing with. He might be playing with friends. He might be rocking solo. He's kind of a madman. But Kill is awesome. He's humble, super chill, sarcastic like me, and I love. So let's go say hi to Kill one more time. Here's the raid commands, guys. If you're not subbed, there you are. If you are subbed, there you go. We're going to go say hi to Mr. Kill. Thank you, Phoenix. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you, Mr. Rafa. If you're not in the Discord already, we do have one. We does have one, Ziz. The Discord link is there. The rest of the socials are there. We post on YouTube regularly. I'll definitely get the, I'll probably put the no door and the chat is ears up there on tubes. But then we also have, tomorrow we have the weekly. After the weekly, I think what we might do is I might do some randoms because we still have all of our tier 3 equipment. I might do some randoms where we do random equipment, random map, and random difficulty. So I think we're going to do that after the weekly. Bye, Stinky. See ya, Stinky. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are so awesome. I'll see you later. Bye.